Usman, what's happening, bud?
What it do, brother? What it do? Can you hear me? Because I'm getting all those invitations to speak all over again and again and again right now.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. I probably
You
sent them
got
all twice.
it's all good. It's all good. I am pulling up to the store real quick. Just getting some damn shaving cream because now my whole family's fucking complaining about my face.
What's wrong with your face? You gotta shave your beard or something, bro?
Yeah, I mean I have horrible facial hair. Like I got patches. My shit just don't grow in, and my wife hates it. And now my sons say that it's itchy and it pokes them. So it's got to go. I
Oh
so I
man,
got I got two like quarter sized patches right underneath my jaw, like in my chin area, and I always joke. Whenever I decide to off myself, God gave me the targets for a double barrel shotgun right there because it's a completely bald patch.
you're dumb as shit for that. Well, whatever. I always cut my hair the way my wife likes it, and there's good reason for that. How'd your betting weekend go, bud?
Oh shit! Here I am talking with the mic off. I did pretty good. I think I went up 6 units. Line flip magic as always. So Eduardo Mora cashed us. That was a line flip. Bet a little too much on Denise because I thought that was gonna be the one that was going to mess up the line flips, and well, Tabura got it done. And then since those two line flips cashed, the third one has got to lose, and that was Damon Jackson. So we went heavy on Jim Miller plus money plus I think 196 was what I got, and that was a great save to the night because I did shit at the prelims of the card, but and then towards the end I took over in the last three fights. I think we got plus 1,000 or plus 900 or something, and chef's kiss on that one made it a real profitable night.
Fucking good for you. I had a my night was a crap night, but I had a I don't know. It was like one of them nights where I played five parlays. I mean, most of them were like 7, 8, 12 legs. Couple of them were lower than that. I missed everything by one leg, so I'm like, man, it's a shit night. But I don't know. Some people get bitter when they only miss it by one. For me, it makes me feel better. Like, man, the picks weren't off. I just didn't hit every fucking one of them. So, uh,
What was
scratch of
it?
a night though.
What was it? The Obon Elliott over 2.5 that killed you?
No, I took Oban's money line and the under on that one. So one of my parlays got killed because after I watched tape, I took Mora, and then I couldn't resist. I had to play one with Mora by inside the distance. I really thought she could get it done. And there was a moment in the fight, bro, where I thought my ticket was cashing, and then I was like, "Fuck, it's going the distance." Like as soon as she didn't finish it out, I was like, "Fuck, it's going the distance." But I wasn't mad about it. I was on the right side of the Oban fight. I actually took the over 1.5 on the Mickey Gale fight in a
Oof.
deep leg. That one hit me in one of the lays. I was not happy to say the least about it. Um, Jim Miller, I think I took the over in that fight fucked me too. The over 1.5 in the Jim Miller fight fucked me in another leg too. But I was on McGee. I was on Onama. I took Bo Nickel. I was on. I did play Bo Nickel by finishing one. I played John Jones by KO. But I took Michael Chandler too. I actually took him and I took him by KO. And I never bet against Charles, but I just felt like it was coming. And to be honest, Michael was what made some of those plays real sweet. Like like I was on the fence about it if I'm being 100% honest, but I had three good lays that I was like, man, I think those are really solid. And then Mike made the other two super sweet. And I know you know how that shit goes, bro. I'm like, yeah, let's just throw them on there. Let's just throw them on there. Let's just throw them on there.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Last in those last couple of fights, I was watching it there with the homies, and one of my friends tells me, he's like, "Hey, what do I put it on, man? What do I get?" And I said, "Well, I'm gonna go last three fights all over." I said, "It's plus 900, man. That's some real good money right there." And he stayed quiet during that Chandler fight because I'm like, "Let's go! Jones is gonna give us the over, man. We got it. This is cash." And he was just like, "Yeah, good luck or good hit, bro." And I was like, "What? Why ain't you excited, dog? That's a plus 900. We cashing." And he was like, "Oh well, I just wanted to make it a little more sweeter, man. So I took off the over for the Oliveira fight and I put on Chandler." I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! Come on, bro. I gave you free money there."
Yeah, that sounds like his fault. Like
No,
that doesn't sound
but
like your
but that's
fault.
but that's what you're saying, man. That's how it goes. You want just that little extra juice on top.
Yeah, I ain't mad at him to be honest. But if he was already down or already looking, I guess I just feel different about him playing it because it sounds like you guys were at the end and he was like, "All right, fuck, what do I do here?" And you were like, "Okay, okay, okay, do this and get some money back." And he probably should have heeded your advice. I mean, clearly he should have heeded your advice. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I will say this though. I feel like the majority people were on the nickel fight not to go to decision. The Chandler Oliveira fight not to go over, and the Jones fight to hit the decision. And when you look at that shit, it was flip opposite. John got him done, and the other boys went the length. Man, YB, I see you got your hand up, but go ahead, get after it.
Man, I went through on my lays, right, and I had and a lot. It was for
Am I the only
fifteen
one losing his
hundred
audio?
dollars. I don't know.
Don't worry, we can't hear you, dog.
Hey, YB, your audio cut in and out. Talk again real quick. Let me give you an audio check because you came out, you cut out, and then you cut back in. He left the mic. Shit, let me invite him to speak. I think he was saying he almost hit a lay. Uh, anyways, Zabeth, I seen you grab the mic, bud. Nice to see you out there. YB, let me hear you.
Yo, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say I lost 1,500 to Miss Karine Silva and Serrano. I almost had it, boys. Almost had it.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I skipped that one because I didn't expand the card. I was on Ruffy. Um, had him in Olay, and my girl Karini Silva took the L. I was fucking devastated, like fucking devastated. I did think she had one and two. I don't care what anybody says. I did think she had one and two. But whatever. She dropped it. It's fine. I know Usman wasn't happy about it either. That's for damn sure. Um, and
I call those nights cursed. Like, cause sometimes there'll be like the big favorites that'll shit out, and you'll have like the dogs or whatever. Some of those nights to me are just cursed. Like even Mike was having a bad night. It was just one of those cursed nights.
something I don't want to hammer in. Like I don't want to get into any John Tom talk, no shit like that. I don't want to do that all night. But I do want to talk about the John fight, and I do want to be honest and say that. So I feel like personally, I seen a very small glimpse of what John versus Tom could look like. There were a couple instances where Stipe lunged in, and we seen John run. And, that's not, we've seen John do that before to reset position or to try to regain octagon positioning. Like, it's not like he sent John running. That's not what I mean. But Stipe came in a way where John only had one escape and he used it. And I think Tom would do the same thing, and I think Tom would be much faster, and I think he would swing much harder. Um, I think John easily avoided it once, maybe twice, and I think he could maybe do the same against Tom. But if I'm being honest, I think Tom could keep doing it and keep doing it, and I don't know if John could keep escaping it. I think after maybe 7 minutes, it's not a question anymore. Like I think John would walk away on talent after a certain point. But man, I think the threat is very real. John said he wants fuck you money to fight Tom Aspinall. My feelings about it are, if you feel like Tom Aspinall is as dangerous or more dangerous than Francis Ngannou was 4 years ago when all that talk really started popping off. If you think that Tom is just equally as dangerous as Francis was, which I do. I think Tom is more dangerous than Francis was. If I'm being honest, like, there's nothing that proves it any different to this point. There's nothing that proves any different to this point. So I'm gonna say Tom is more dangerous than Francis. John said when he was negotiating to fight Tom that he wanted boxer money. He wanted Deontay Wilder money. He wanted the money that those guys make to put their legacy on the line against someone as dangerous as Francis. And all the numbers flew around. Dana said, he wants $30 million. And then John said, let's do half of that. Because I didn't say 30 million, but let's do half of that. Then Dana said, he wants 15, he wants $20 million. Could be 30 million. I think he was trying to say if pay-per-view stacked up or something to that effect. I think that it should be paid. I do think John should take the Tom fight, but I think that it should be paid. I think $15 million to John Jones to fight Tom Aspinall on his way out for the risk factor. Call it hazard pay, call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I think that it should be paid. And I think that he should fight Tom if he's going to fight again. If he's not going to fight again, fine. Do whatever the fuck you want. Or, like, if you're not going to actively fight, if you want to give up the belt and then we'll see you in early 2026 because you want to come back and do a super fight, fine. I'm not mad at that either. But if you're going to stick around and you're going to keep your hands on the belt, you got to fight Tom. And I think that the purse should be paid. He told us what he wants for that. And he was in the media indirectly. Him and Francis were helping each other negotiate. And Francis bailed. I'm not blaming, just how it worked. Tom is still in the position, or John is still in the position. I hate that Tom says, if they call me, I'll do it for my contracted amount right now. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. That 200,000 he got to be the backup isn't his contracted amount, but I'm sure his contracted amount isn't $1 million. I'm sure his contracted amount is 500 grand, 400 grand, 600 grand. You're gonna fucking fight John Jones in one of his end fights, legacy battle. You're the most dangerous guy he's ever faced if you consider his age and everything else that's going on right now. And you're gonna do it for $500,000. I think Tom should have. I think Tom should stand taller than that. I like Tom, and I think Tom should stand taller than that. Yeah. I think Tom should want the money too. So I think John looked good for what we expected. I'm gonna bet Tom or John if he fights Tom. But yeah, that's everything I got to say about it. Usman, you got anything on that? I seen Zah had his hand up and Doctor does. I'm gonna let them go. But you got anything on that, Usman?
Yeah, I think negotiation wise, if you're Tom, yeah, like you said, it's dumb to say, yeah, I'll do it right now. I'll do it for whatever. I think you take you wait, you let them bend the knee to John, and once they come to you, you go, hey, let's double it. Give me the million. Give me 2 million. Give me a little more.
Or give
Come
me
on,
pay
I'm
per view
here. I've been
points.
waiting.
Just give me points. Just give me pay per view points. Give me my pay and some points. He's got to get something, bro. He's got to get something.
Yeah, agreed.
If he doesn't, man, it'll be the biggest miss for him. Um, yeah. The other thing I would like to point out to everybody that I'm a John Jones mark. Long time ago, and you can look it up. He did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and the interview is, I don't know. It's a weird interview, and it's not a long interview, if I recall. But the guy mentions Floyd Mayweather makes a lot of money, and John Jones says yes, he does. This is like 10 years ago, right? John's already got near 10 fights in the UFC. He's already a fucking champion, right? Um, and they shit on John. I don't know if you guys know, John was a champion, and I don't think he had made $1 million in his whole career with them when he became a champion, right? So he's on this fucking interview, and the guy says, John Jones makes a lot, or Floyd Mayweather makes a lot of money, and John Jones says, yes, he does. And the guy says, you think you'll ever be there? And he said, yes, I do. I feel like the UFC is a fairly young sport, and the thing I'd like to say is Floyd Mayweather went undefeated for 17 years. Floyd Mayweather has reigned at the top for 17 years. So John Jones was kind of setting the bar right there for what he expects. I want fuck you money or whatever we're calling it. I do expect that money, but I expect it when I've been doing this for 17 years or whatever it was Floyd had been doing, 14, 17 at the time, something like that. 17 is what he said. John's been doing it for 16 years at the top. Give him his money so he'll fight Tom so we can get it over with. Zabeth, I seen you had your hand up, then it went down. I'm gonna let you hop on that one, bud. Go ahead. Nice to see you, bud.
Yo, what's good? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that. For me, I think Aspinall definitely imposes a big threat to John Jones. Clearly evident. That's why he doesn't want to fight him. And I could agree, like the him being younger and all that aspect. But at the same time, John Jones is still a great fighter. As you see this past weekend, he displayed some new tricks up his sleeve. That spinning back kick, that thing was beautiful. I still think John Jones will still could win the Aspinall fight. It'll be a very good fight. Probably a pick 'em in my eyes. And yeah, that's about it.
I appreciate you hopping on the mic, bud. Trace Picks Vice. Nice to see you. Doctor Advice, you've had your hand up for a minute on this one, bud. Thanks for waiting. Get after it.
Yes, sir. Tom's also bigger than John. He's a true heavyweight. I mean, John's also now, but I had a question for you, Cap. Because of the Stipe John fight, does Tom lose his interim status right now, or is he still interim?
It should be gone. I didn't actually hear it. I think I heard Chael say that Dana confirmed it, but it should be gone. Just by the way it all works out. But there have been situations before where it was not. So I don't know. It would be weird. They're gonna make the situation much weirder and much worse. Um, Here's what I would say: if they let Tom keep that belt, they are. It is the UFC trying to poke at John. That That would be my opinion.
awesome.
Trying to poke at him in a way to get him to take the fight. That would be
I
my
heard that they
opinion.
pulled it off the website. I just haven't checked. I mean, I said in the purple pill, but it's gone Volkov for in my opinion, the chance to the title elimination to fight Tom, and then hopefully we see this come back a year from now, and we got John and Tom in a super fight.
Yeah, to be honest, John's getting old. I want him to pay the money. I want it to get it done. And I do. I don't want it to be dragged out. It's not that I want John to have a chance. If Tom knocks him out, I just want it to be Tom knocked John Jones out at the end. Not Tom knocked out, washed, aged, 42-year-old. I don't want to hear all that shit. If Tom knocks him out, Tom knocks him out. That's probably the biggest one for me on that. I do hope Tom gets his money though. I do. John Jones once did an interview with Steve-O where he explained that his biggest problem with MMA is that fighters, especially champions, are stuck in these long-term contracts that they cannot renegotiate. So it doesn't matter if they fight a nobody or if they fight the biggest star in the world, they still get paid. Whereas in boxing or other combat sports, in those situations, you get to renegotiate. I think somewhere in there he even references the NFL and playoffs and how when it's a big game, it's more money. So I really think he's trying to make the move for fighter pay that everybody thought Francis was trying to make. And that's not dogging out Francis to build up John. I'm just trying to sum it up real quick. I think he's really trying to make the biggest fighter pay move that we've seen. And I think that he's willing to retire if he doesn't get his way. I think he's willing to let them call his bluff. So I hope he gets the money. I hope Tom gets the money. I hope they fight. I do want to see John versus AP. They're the same age. I want to see it bad. So I hope John knocks Tom out and then fights AP and retires just because I'm that bitter motherfucker like that. Mike Tyson.
I want to see John. I want to see John and Ngannou though.
Yeah, but if John beats Tom, I don't need to see it. Let's be honest. I'm not being a hater. Tom Aspinall knocks Francis Ngannou out in 2 minutes or less. Knocks him out cold. I don't see that playing out.
I disagree.
I don't see that playing any other fucking way. I just don't. I don't see it playing. Yeah, I can't see it any other way. Tom is too fast for him, and Francis doesn't have the bag. He doesn't have the tool bag. Francis does not have the bag that John has for tools. It's not even close. So Francis is old. Francis is slow. It's just a clip game at that point, and I don't see how when you're playing the clip game with a younger, faster, probably stronger guy, how you're fucked. The big narrative is that John is smaller than Tom. It's like 1 inch and 10 pounds. That's not going to be an excuse if John loses. They're the same size, man. It's 1 inch, 10 pounds. They're the same size. If John loses, it's not an excuse, not at all. Yeah, I don't know. Feel pretty good about that one. So I want to bring up, we'll get rolling on the card in probably about 5-6 minutes. Trace Picks Fights. Nice to see you on the mic, bud. How you doing today?
Good, brother. Good. How about y'all?
Not bad, not bad. I see Mike, Better Times down there. He usually doesn't hop on the mic till we get into the card, though, so I don't give him too hard of a time down there. Good to see you down there, Mike. So, Trace, I got one I'll lay on you, and then I want to hear what Usman has to say about it. Do you feel in any way like what Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did should be illegal in the sense of lying and lying that it would be a straight up and honest fight and allowing people to bet on it.
Do what now?
So Jake Paul and Mike Tyson threw that fight. Jake
Oh
admitted.
yeah, I've seen videos of Tyson clearly pulling his punches after the first round where he was cutting the ring off, and then all of a sudden it's like, I mean, granted, I think age, he's an old guy either way, he was going to wear down, but he probably could have got Jake Paul out that first round if he really wanted to.
I don't think so. So I think Mike's knee was blown out. When he tripped on his way in, that knee was blown out. Mike tried to do his 2-leg jump. Mike lunges with both legs. He does it from the ankles and from the knees. He needs both knees and both ankles to do it. He's done it his whole career, and it is exactly how he knocks people out. He tried to do it and his knee buckled. He tried to do it again and his knee buckled again. Jake Paul, at that point, had to know Mike was hurt. I think Mike tried to do it again. And when people are saying that Mike was pulling his punches, I think Mike knew that he was going to fall short because he couldn't get in and he was going to get countered. Um, and then, yes, I think Jake Paul carried Mike Tyson for 6 rounds. I think Jake Paul could have knocked Mike Tyson out in the 3rd, in the 4th, in the 5th, in the 6th, in the 7th, and in the 8th. Well, Jake was pretty gassed like a fat white boy by the end of the 8th, which I'm not mad at him for it, but maybe not in the 7th or the 8th, but he definitely could have put him out in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, in my opinion. Usman, how do you feel about what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting, man. Um, so on Saturday night, I had a big ass debate with one of my homeboys about how he says John Jones isn't the GOAT and doesn't deserve the accolades because of how shitty of a human being is.
So what?
And I say that, and I say, yeah, I'm right there with you. But I bring that up because
Yep.
y'all know me. I've always been about this is the fucking fight game. I don't care if you're fighting your brother. I don't care if you have your father in your corner. All the shit that people complain about. I wanted Mike Tyson dead. I wanted not what I mean, not dead, but
Flatline.
he needed to be flatlined. This I love him. I would have loved for him to have won the fight, but god damn, man, was that such a boring fucking fight. I fucking was nodding off and falling asleep during the damn fight. It was and all the Netflix issues went away when it came to this boring ass fight. We missed parts of the damn amazing co-main event, and yet the freaking Mike Tyson fight, fucking servers got their shit together. So we had to sit there and watch all 8 rounds of that absolutely boring slugfest. Not slugfest. I
Sleeper.
don't know what I was gonna
Sleeper.
say there,
A
Speaking
sleeper.
of
but yeah, that
slugfest,
Snail fest. Snail fest.
brother,
snail fest.
Serrano, what a gangster, man. I'm a fan, and she
Yeah,
does
that was a
MMA as
good
well.
fight.
She's crossing over in MMA as well. I mean, she's up there in age, but it would be fun to see her in MMA as well. See if she'd put some hand on them girls because she throws bombs,
Uh,
dude.
Cyborg's trying to get the Katie Taylor fight right now, so maybe,
All
maybe.
right, Katie Taylor, brother.
What's that?
I mean, we can have a whole nother 10-minute discussion about that co-main event because it was that good.
No, wait. I got
But
one for
lastly,
you, real quick. Before we do that, we'll get into it. I want to give you one, Usman. Next time your buddy says John Jones doesn't deserve to be the GOAT because he's a piece of shit, right? Wait about 10, 20 minutes. Then bring up boxing. Ask him who the greatest boxer of all time is. He'll say Mike Tyson if he's our age. And if he don't, like, what you think about Mike, though? And he'll be like, oh, I love Mike Tyson. Guaranteed. Your homie's going to be like, I love Mike, And be like, so John Jones can't be the GOAT. because he's a piece of shit. But Mike Tyson gets the fucking pass. Have him explain that one to you. Have him explain that one to you, because Mike Tyson makes John Jones look like a fucking saint. Yeah, I said
Speaking
that.
of speaking of legends with questionable backgrounds and past, did y'all see Chuck Liddell and his grinding of the teeth behind Tom Aspinall watching the John Jones knockout? Boy, it was on some good yayo.
I did not catch it. I did not catch it.
If I can find that video, I'll share it, dude. But that boy was grinding them teeth and yakking that jaw.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. He was out in New York having a good old fucking time. Yeah, whatever. So I don't want to give Chuck too much shit. I like Chuck. I think he's a real nice guy. I like him quite a bit.
Oh, Chuck was probably just like, yeah, I just sidestepped that kick and just hit him with that big overhand right and knocked him out right there. Back in my day, 'cause
yeah,
he thinks prime for prime he could beat John Jones if you didn't know that.
yeah. Oh, I know, bro. I know. Listen, the greatest thing that ever happened to Chuck Liddell is he didn't fight John Jones in his prime. John Jones would have fucking murdered Chuck Liddell. Like, I'm not even being mean. Like, that would not have been competitive.
That
Nah,
rampage right hook saved him, huh?
bro. Didn't Chuck shit himself when Rampage knocked him out?
Shit, if it was either one of them, it was probably whenever Rashad knocked him out, bro. I remember watching that with my dad, and a very questionable crowd because they were very racist. But whenever he knocked out Rashad, or Rashad knocked him out rather, I thought he broke his neck, man. I had never seen a knockout like that where somebody just fell so lifeless and their neck just got jacked like that, dude. It was the craziest one. So might have shit his pants on that one.
It might have been. He did in one of them. He did. I can't remember which one of them. As soon as you said Rashad, it's funny the way you described. I remember, bro. He dropped like a dead body when Rashad hit him like that.
Sack of potatoes, man.
Bro, it really looked unnatural. It looked not like. Yeah, yeah. It looked very. I don't. I don't know the words, but that is very memorable. Like, that's one of those times. Um, you never forget when that dude dropped, and you were like,
Oh,
"Oh
dude, when it
fuck."
was so I was like a freshman in high school, I think, and I remember telling my dad, like, "Dad, I think Rashad's gonna win. He's young and he's up and coming." And then he knocked him out, dude. That whole house, dead silence, and then instant anger.
When you say you came from down south, boy, you came from down south, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Dirty South.
Ah, fuck. Yeah. So I'll be honest. I was prepared that Stipe was not going to hang it up, and that we were going to see Chuck Liddell at trying to leave on a W. Um, I'm glad he hung it up. I'm very, very glad he hung it up. He didn't really want to talk about it leading up to the fight too much. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll go out there. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm so glad he hung it up. I'm so glad. I like Stipe. I don't just because I was, on John Jones for this fight doesn't mean that I don't like Stipe. Yeah, whatever. I wish Stipe very well in his life. Stipe. I know I say it with like a sh or some shit. I don't know.
I am very happy I will never have to hear him speak again, honestly. Nothing against the guy, but dude, his voice, it's just like he's hard to understand. And I don't know, bro. I don't like his voice. I don't know.
If I'm being 100% honest, I think Francis changed Stipe. I don't think he's the same. I think you can hear it in his speech. I'm not being funny. I think you can hear it in his speech. I think Francis changed him forever.
Was that
Whatever.
like 40 car crashes?
What's that?
Getting hit if you get hit by him, it's like getting hit by a Ford Escort or whatever it was. That's a lot
Doing
of car
40
crashes,
miles an
dude.
hour. Yeah, I really think like that's the type of shit that happened to Stipe. I seen some people actually point it out, and they had audio clips right before the fight and audio clips now, and man, it sure does seem like he slurs some now. And I
Dude,
guess
the stuff that John Jones or that he was talking about, John Jones was talking about him like saying all that shit about him and his family. That was on the embedded. You know that, or
Mm-hmm.
not the embedded, the countdown is whenever he was in the kitchen with his family and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, like he's
His
just
other
he
thing too
does.
is like,
I don't think he's. I don't know. He has absorbed a lot of damage. I guess. I mean, even the DC fight, man, he was getting beat up until he figured out that body shot. He's been beat
so
up.
Trace, I'm not kidding. I've been to a lot of fights, man. I don't know how many. If you ask me how many fights I've been to, I don't know. I sat down and tried to count them all down one time. It's not like hundreds or nothing, but I was like, yeah, it's like 11. And I'm like, oh shit, this one and that one. Like, I've been to a lot of fight cards. You used to go and it would be Friday night and Saturday night fights in Vegas sometimes, so I'd hit two cards. Um, I was at DC Stipe 226. I was at UFC 226. And I was sitting, I don't sit on the floor, but I sit in the lower bowl as low as I can in the lower bowl. And for me, those are the best seats. And I was sitting behind Stipe in the moment he got knocked out. Like his back was dead to me. And I watched his body hit the ground. And then I watched DC step over him and punch him in the face. And that was the only time in all of the fights that I have seen that I thought somebody might have died. Live, Stipe was cooked, bro. And DC takes a step in and fucking he's over top of him and hits him. And I think he got 2 off before the referee jumped in, or 3 off before the referee jumped in. And now that that may have been where it started. But Francis definitely changed him. Definitely changed him. Yeah, Stipe's taking some damage. He's taking some fucking damage. He
What
shouldn't
they
have
said? They
came
said
back.
he had a fractured rib, a lacerated spleen, and lung.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just like that kick sounded nasty, but you didn't realize how nasty it was until you see that replay, bro. That was pretty devastating.
I'm not being funny or trying to take credit. I did. I like came out of my seat and ran over to the TV and pulled out my cell phone and started rewinding the fight. I had like a holy shit moment immediately. And you don't always have them. You don't always catch it. I'll be honest, bro. I watched the fights with a lot of the fights with my two buddies. And there's a lot of moments where I'm like, fuck, and I got to see it on the replay. I'm honest about it. I don't care. I miss shit because I'm talking to my buddies or whatever. But I seen it, and I was just like, holy shit, out of my seat. I thought it was funny, though, that John was like, the liver, and Joe Rogan was like, the liver's on the other side, right there in the octagon. Like, just before John was like, oh, well, it probably rattled some stuff up in there. I was giggling pretty hard. But I don't know, man. I think Stipe. I think Stipe is super done. So we're at 10:09. We could hit a couple more subjects, but I'm just gonna hop into the card here. I think that that's correct. I do want to say that we don't even got to talk about it. We talk about Mark Hunt and we all see him going ape shit crazy how Dana White's day is coming and shit all the time. Mark Hunt gets to argue his own appeal this week in court. Tomorrow he gets to argue it. So whatever the fuck he's been saying, he's gonna melt it all down forever. Tomorrow is the day. So for whatever that's worth, whoever's afraid that Mark Hunt is going to forever take apart MMA, yeah, the day is tomorrow. I just wanted you guys all to fucking know that. Also, Johnny Meat is fucking. I think it's dumb. I think it's fucking dumb. I don't think it's funny. I don't know. maybe I'm a prick. All right, so UFC Macau, UFC Fight Night 248, UFC on ESPN plus 106, whatever you want to call the card. UFC Figueiredo versus Yan this Saturday in Macau, China. What is it's in the Republic, right? I don't know. Anyways, it's Macau, China at the Galaxy Arena. I don't know. It's actually like a sleeper card, man. It was it's a pretty good card if I'm being honest, especially for one that comes like right after a pay-per-view. A lot of times they know that viewership, you can't meet the expectations, and it seems like after a really good card, we just get like the worst fight night ever the next week. So I don't know. I just thought this was a nice card to see. I'm glad that this is what we got. I'm sure I'll struggle with a couple of the names as we go here, but I'll give it my best go here. So open up the card is Nicholas Mota versus Machete Hazir. I believe I nailed those two, but correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Machete is minus 204. Mota is plus 166, 30 books, 5 days. The over under, let's see what that's set at. 1.5 rounds. And I see it at minus 145 to go over, plus 115 to go under. I always fade Nicholas Mota. Yep. I just always fade Nicholas Mota. I don't really run tape on his fights. I just throw him in parlays and fade him. So if I play five parlays, I'm gonna fade Nicholas Mota in two of them for sure. But that is not tape study. Trace, tell me what we're looking at in this fight, bud.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm working 12 or 7 days a week right now, so I didn't do much tape study this week except for a few fights later in the card. But looking at it from a distance, Heiser Machate, and Nicholas Mota, these boys are probably going to crack. Mota's been shown that he has a questionable chin. He's been knocked out a few times already in the UFC. Really, I think it's just going to be whoever connects first, man. I usually fade Asian fighters as a whole, but that usually has more to do with them usually having to be the ones that are relocating for fights and not and getting all the jet lag and then in this situation we're going to see them actually having the home field advantage. So in a low level fight like this, I'll probably go with the home soil fighter. Fight probably goes to a decision, but if Moda wins, it's probably by knockout.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mike, what do you got on this one? Nice to see you in the room, bud. I know I already said it. Nice to have you jump on the microphone. Ozzy, I see you out there. Nice to see you, bud.
Okay, so I'm actually on Mahashate by knockout as well, but I do think it goes over the 1.5 because they're both going to be aggressive really early. And Mahashate, his last fight, I would say I saw significant improvement, and I actually think he changed camps if I'm not if I remember correctly, that he just fights a lot smarter. He picks his shots a lot better. He uses a lot more movement. He still has that his defensive guard still isn't what I like it to be, but his footwork more than makes up for that against someone like Malta, because Malta doesn't really cover distance when he strikes. He's more just in place where he's at and he's throwing power shots. So I think my shot is eventually going to find that shot, probably late round two, round three knockout.
Very nice. Very nice. Usman, what are you playing here?
So don't like the number on Mahajate, even though I do think he's the side. Kind of a little iffy though. I don't know whether I feel like this is the Hafez Mickey Gall situation last time. It's kind of hard to judge both of these guys on their last performances. like because of who they were fighting and how they lost and shit. But over 1.5 for me, and then Mahashate by decision is what I think I'll be getting there.
Nice. Yeah, I won't take any of the props. I like that Mike likes the KO, and the degenerate in me wishes he wouldn't have even mentioned it because I always want to bet the KO prop. I look at a whole card and all I'm looking for is how could this fight end early? How could this fight end early? How could this fight end early? Then at the end, I'm like, you fucking idiot. The whole card's not going to end inside the distance. Go fucking change some bets. Uh, so a motherfucker telling me, oh yeah, good for the knockout against Nicholas Motor, bro. You're going to cost me all my money. Ozzy, nice to have you on the mic, bud. You got any picks on this one?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear what Mike was saying, but you said he likes someone by knockout. I'm kind of the same. I think this fight doesn't go the distance. I think when either of these guys are fighting someone, I always think a lot of their win equity is the early KO, and here they are fighting each other. So I kind of do lean the under 1.5, and I hope someone gets a knockout early. If not, we're probably going to get to see some judges' decisions early on this card, hopefully, so we kind of get a good idea of how the judges are going to be working on this card in Macau. First time in 10 years or something. I think they've been to Macau, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I really like violence in this spot. I think the is it under 1.5 or 2.5? It's 1.5, is it?
1.5.
Yeah, I mean, I like the 2.5 better, but I mean, if there is a KO, it probably is in round one. So yeah, I haven't played anything yet, but I might have a taste of that under 1.5.
Mike said he liked the over, but still liked the Machete knockout round 2 or 3. So
What's the under? The under must be. Is it a good number?
plus
Under
115.
1.5. Is it a good number?
115.
115.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for this weight class, yeah, that's a bit surprising. I thought I was going to get a good number, but
So
yeah, I
low
guess not.
Vegas 115. Betfair is plus 182. So if you look around, you might find a good bet. Matchbook's got it at plus 200 to go under right now. So if you look
Yeah, so
around,
maybe the number's going to get better. Maybe I'll just wait.
yeah, waiting it out might not be a bad plan on that one either. All right, I'm gonna bounce. I'm
Hey,
gonna roll.
and sorry, just one more thing. I actually have it in my notes because Multi is very likely he could get the knockout in round one, and that's a plus 750. Just so y'all know.
Knockout round 1 or Mahashete knockout round 1?
No, Multi round one plus 750.
That's fair. I mean, if it's gonna happen, he's gonna do it right away. That's very
Yep.
fair. If you want to hedge it, that's a very good hedge. I won't even debate that. That's a very good hedge. That's his path. Um, all right. With that, I'll move on. Next fight up is Xiao Long versus Kang Lee. Odds on this fight. Xiao is minus 117. Lee minus 107. Or I'm sorry, you know what? That's not the average, but it's close enough. 122, 103. So it's a pick 'em. There is Xiao Long is the favorite, but I mean it's still a pick 'em. 30 books, 5 days. So I know that Xiao Long is the slight favorite here. I bet the Asian fight's a little different, and it has served me pretty well to this point, if I'm being honest. The over 2.5 is minus 200. The under 2.5 is plus 160. I think Lee, I think, is someone the UFC wants to push. I think Xiao Long is a fighter that is, I don't know if I would say near the end of their career, but Xiao Long's got a gang of fights, and I don't know, definitely got some fight years on him. I would think that Lee is getting the more push as the guy they like here more, and that would probably influence my parlay picks. But that's not necessarily the greatest way to bet. I'm honest about it. That's just how I'm betting the Asian fighters right now. Even when I watch tape, I have a very hard time shifting away from what I think the UFC wants, because I think that they're very good at matchmaking and finding W's for guys they want W's for. Mike, what do you got on this one, bud?
Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be a good fight. What I actually have Xiao by decision, mainly due to his cardio, and I think he has the striking advantage. I think as far as grappling goes, they're going to be pretty even and really good scrambles. But for striking, I think I'd have to give the edge to Xiaolong just because he keeps such a high pace. But that doesn't mean that Quang Lee won't knock him out. Quang Lee's got some power, especially when he's in close. But I just ultimately think it's just the cardio of Xiaolong that's going to get it done. But I think the over is probably the best play you can make on this fight because it is going to be a close fight.
I don't argue with overs too much, especially in the lays I play. Trace, you playing this fight?
I'm not gonna have much to say, but pass the mic. I'll throw my hands up for the ones that got stuff on, my man.
I ain't mad at you at all. Usman, you playing anything here?
Shoot, man, it's gonna be 3 in the morning. I already have issues with Asian versus Asian and names and looks and colors and all that stuff. I'm taking the over. You look at the goes to split and the goes to decision, it's telling you to hit the over. So we'll take the over. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the over on the first 4 fights. And I think that's pretty damn free for a parlay at 500.
Plus 500 on that?
Yes, sir.
Are you going over 2.5 or over 1.5 or just whatever is set?
Whatever it's set at. So this Lee fight, 2.5. Mota fight, 1.5. Kavanaugh fight, 1.5. And then Hernandez fight, 2.5.
Bro, I gotta get up at 6 a.m. to watch the main card. Ain't this a bitch?
But you're going to get up at 3 a.m. to watch the whole card.
I'll probably be up around 4:30 if I'm being honest.
Not
This
a
is
problem
probably
if
like an
you're like me
ideal
and
card for like
insomnia.
probably like an ideal card for Ozzy and them though. What's the time for you guys?
Yeah, 100%, man. Starts at 7. The first fight 7 p.m. on a Saturday night here for us. So
Oh
we're not
shit!
used to
Welcome
that.
to
We're used
America,
to
bud.
8
This
a.m.
is
Sunday.
UFC 309
Yeah.
for them. They don't give a
Yeah.
fuck who's on the
Yeah,
card.
100%. I can't wait. Yeah, yeah.
Bro, they got that good 7 p.m. start. There we go.
Yeah, I could get used to this shit. Yeah.
Man, you know what's so hysterical is you're like Saturday night. I want it so bad. I was talking to Danny in a space. I don't remember what space it was. I was talking to Danny, and Danny was like, yeah, we watch fights at like 10 a.m. on Sunday here." And I was like, motherfucker, I bitch for fucking 10 years. I just want to watch Sunday afternoon fights. I,
That's
grass
my
is
kind of
always
church
green.
there, son.
Grass
10
is
a.m. on
always
a
green.
Sunday.
Yeah, that's a good day right there, bro. That's a good day. You don't get home. When you say go to church, church starts like 7 a.m., bro. Gets over way before 10 a.m.
No, shit, I'm talking about fights on a Sunday at 10 a.m. That's my kind of church.
Okay, yeah, that's more better because I didn't know where you were going with that. I'm like, church is going to have to start early because I can't miss Sunday afternoon fights. My wife would be so
Preach.
mad, bro.
Preach.
The
Just right over there,
war,
just right over the top there, Joe.
bro, the war over football versus MMA, if there were Sunday fights here, oh my god, me and my wife might get divorced, bro. My wife watches football like I watch MMA. I'm not fucking with you guys when I say that. It's fucking ridiculous. Ozzy, you got any bets on this fight, this Lee fight?
Yeah, yeah. Forgive my ignorance. I don't have my computer in front of me. The guy that is what Mike was saying, the busier guy. I don't know if it was Zhao
Xiaolong?
or yeah, yeah. He's actually very good in the clinch too. Very busy, man. He throws strikes from every position. I just think he's going to do more. He's going to do more. I like the decision prop on him. I'm probably going to hit that, but I mean, this guy is going to have so much more output here in this fight, I think. So yeah, I just really like his clinch strike. A lot of his striking comes from the clinch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right, I've got to shoot off, fellas. Have a great show, and I'll probably catch the rest on the replay on YouTube.
We appreciate you, Ozzy. We'll talk to you soon, bud. Um, all right. Up next is all right. So here, does anybody have? I'm sure Mike does, but he's probably the only guy on the Jose Oshow and Loner Kavanaugh fight. I have no take on this fight. I know Kavanaugh fought in the UFC once. It was like a road to the UFC card, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Dana White Contender Series. I got nothing, man. I'm not going to try to fake it. I got not shit. So, put your hands up. Mike, do you have anything?
Yeah.
I knew that
Look,
shit, sir.
it's hard for me to go against Kavanaugh. And what's Kavanaugh like a minus 400 now, right? Let me pull this up real quick.
Minus
Yeah,
three
because
forty
I
on
put
FanDuel.
minus 340. See, to me, that's too much for your debut, especially against a guy who's gonna bring the fight, man. Jose Ochoa, that dude's a dog, man. He's gonna make him fight that whole 15 minutes if he doesn't get finished inside the distance. And I'm telling you, the clinch is where this man works. It is constant striking, constant forward pressure, and he's throwing nothing but power shots. For me, the value is on Ochoa. But I understand like he made a really good impression on the Contender Series, but for me that's too much. I'm betting on Ultra money line, and that's my play.
Very nice. Very nice. If I touch it, I will tail. Yeah, that's just as honest as I can be about it. I did not shout out the odds on that fight. I guess that I should. Jose is plus 276, and Kavanaugh is minus 357. So Mike's take and the odds line up pretty well there. I'm not even going to throw it to anybody else. I see no hands at all. I'm not even throwing that to anybody else in this room. All right, next fight up is all right, guys. It's Carlos Hernandez and Nam ya girl. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm fucking trying. And Tumendemburl. That shit is wrong, but that's that person's
I hope he
name.
has a short
We've
career in the
seen him
UFC,
play.
man. I ain't even trying to learn that name.
Yeah, that one is so rough, but we've seen him on the road to the UFC twice. 8-0 odds over here on the I'm cut over to the board. Odds are minus 170, 196 on Hernandez. 157 the other way. Over set at 2.5 and plus minus 170 to go over, plus 140 to go under. So I'll be honest. Hernandez being the favorite here was actually very surprising to me. I, Hernandez is horrible. Um, I can't say that. I'm gonna call it. I can't say the name. I'm just gonna call him Nam. I'm not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to be respectful. Um, I can't say that it like stand out, but it was a first round sub and then a split decision. 8-0. I'll be really, really honest for you. I do tape study. These guys know they're in the group They're in the groups with me. I do some tape studies before I place my bets near the end of the week, and I talk myself in and out of a lot of bets. But something like this, I'm not. I'm gonna fade Carlos Hernandez. I'm gonna. It would be so impossible for you to talk me out of fading Carlos Hernandez. You would have to tell me this fighter is injured. You would have to tell me this fighter is ill. You would have to tell me something is physically wrong for me to bet on Carlos Hernandez. And the fact that Hernandez is the favorite and I'm going to get dog money, um, I absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt will fade Carlos Hernandez. Um, Mike, what are you doing on this fight, bud?
Man, I completely disagree with you. Look, the price on Hernandez, yeah, the value's gone. So I can't blame you for betting on uh what's his name at this price. But
No, no, try to say his name, Mike.
two men Dimbro, whatever. Two men Dimbro. The dude is crazy powerful, especially in the first round, and I think that first round is gonna give Carlos a lot of problems. The only problem that I see is if Carlos Hernandez survives that first round, then Carlos is gonna take over. Carlos is actually really good everywhere. Striking defense, even grappling defense. Tumen Nimbrol is going to slow down so bad that Carlos Hernandez is going to be able to hit him whenever he wants. So that's my problem. Other than that, he is, even though he does slow down, he is still going to come with all power all the time, even down to the last minute. So it's possible that he catches him within those 15 minutes, but the first round is the best shot he has. After that, it's all Hernandez from there. So I missed out on it. I thought I tried to get him at 140, but as soon as he dropped, went up to 200, I was out. But other than that, I would say what's the over under? Is the over 1.5 or is it 2.5? 2.5. Oh, actually, I'm staying away from this fight.
Bro, you know, I'll fuck around and talk myself into round one, submission, plus one takedown. I fucking hate Carlos Hernandez, bro. You're not tricking me. There's nothing you're gonna do to trick me on this one, Mike. This isn't me just betting for the odds. I know who Carlos Hernandez is. Yeah, I ain't never put my money on no goddamn Carlos Hernandez. Mike, what do you play? Or Trace, what are you playing on this fight?
When I looked at
Oh,
this
Trace
fight,
said he'll put his
no,
hand
yeah,
up.
yeah, but I just looking at this fight, man. I'm so like I'm not really sure where I stand on Carlos Hernandez, to be honest with you, man. Like I think he shows promise, and then he looks bad. Granted, the racer you, that dude's just a fucking powerhouse. So you're not going to be able to keep him off of you. But I thought he was good going into that one, so maybe I'm just underrating that loss. 'Cause, I mean, his losses are to Tyra and Siriu. I mean, he's fought some elite talent. Beat Denise Bonder, was it in the third round? Was it the knockout that they didn't give him the credit for? I believe that was that fight.
Bro,
Uh,
Bondar
Yeah.
doesn't have a single win in the UFC. What
yeah,
are you talking about?
I'm not saying, but he looked good in that fight. Uh, Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think he's bad. I think he just had a tough schedule, but I don't know shit about this other guy, so I'm staying clear from it. Like I said, I don't really have a good grasp on what he's actually capable of. Condit Carlos, but yeah. So for me, I'm just steering clear because I don't really know much about the other guy. So yeah, pass for me.
Bondar took him to decision, bro. The only other two people he beat are Victor Altamirano. And I know everybody really liked Victor Altamirano. I know everybody was like, oh, Vic's a good guy. Vic was not a good fighter. Not not a good UFC fighter. And then he beat Daniel Perez or Braz or however you say it. Bro, the only dude he beat was Victor Altamirano. Listen, there's no way Carlos Hernandez should be a favorite. Carlos Hernandez shouldn't be a favorite against CM Punk. He shouldn't be he should mm, I'm so fucking despicably mad that he is the
Well,
favorite.
you should just be
Usman, what are
very
you playing?
ecstatic, Joe, that they were giving you such good value on this fucking play, bud. Cash that
Oh,
money,
I'm
brother.
fucking playing it. I assure you, I'm fucking playing it. And I'm fucking playing the shit out of it. And then I'm gonna type in the chat. I told you motherfuckers, he sucks. Usman, what are you playing on this fight?
So I actually like Carlos Hernandez. I'm not gonna say he's the best fighter or anything, but I don't mind him. I think you'll at least be looking at a fun fight. Um, I'll go with the over, but sometimes sometimes you just got to do what the trends say, right? Because Tatsuro Taira, Ray Saruya, now another undefeated guy in home territory in Asia. You know what they want to happen. So we might have to actually hit the money line on the Asian fellow, Nyam Jargal Tumen.
That's what I said
My
when I
split.
said it, bro.
We're taking split.
Yeah, I think
He practiced that shit the whole time we were talking.
I just had to look at it once. Come on, you say it confident, you say it right. Yeah, I think it goes over, but I mean, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I know that Carlos Hernandez is gonna fucking lose because he's horrible. He's gonna lose. You think they're flying motherfucking Carlos Hernandez over to China to get a win? Get the fuck out of here. They ain't flying no motherfucking Carlos Hernandez to China to get a win. That's not even what they pay him to do. They pay him to make up and coming good fighters look good. That's what they pay him to do. Um,
Who happen to
Wouldn't that
be
be because he's
Asian or
good?
Japanese, Chinese or Japanese. He tends they throw him against these up and coming Asian prospects.
and he can't beat him. No, it wouldn't be because it's good. They put
Look,
his
he's
ass
not
in
going
there
to
to
be a
lose.
prospect. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Tumen Dembro is not going to be a prospect. I guarantee he won't last that long.
Bro, he could not be a prospect in Asia. In China, he could be not a prospect and sell more merch than fucking Bilal Muhammad as champion. So, that shit matters. That shit matters to the UFC. All right. So up next is Shiming versus Feng Shao Kan. If I said that right, might be a little off there, but I'm close. I'm at least close. Ming Shi plus 248. Shao Kan or Shao Kan minus 333. The over 2.5 is set at minus 400. What the fuck? Free over plus 300 for the fight not to go the distance. So I remember seeing Shao Kahn on the road to the UFC. But I don't know if that's where Ming was at because I don't actually remember watching Ming.
She was.
Was she? Was she? I knew. It's hard to remember them all. When you're watching it, it's all fighters you don't know. It's like watching fucking Cage Fury. Like you're trying to remember everybody, but it's just hard as hell. For obvious reasons, I'm gonna play the over. I'm a parlay guy. There's no question that I'm gonna play the over here, and it's probably that simple for me. Ming, I will say this: Ming is gonna have to be a talented fighter to beat Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn was a good fighter. That I know that much. Mike, what are you playing here, bud?
All right, so I will say this: Shao Kahn is a talented striker because she knows how to use her length. Ming Shi, if she can get past that, here's the one thing that we don't know about Shao Kahn is her wrestling. Because the girl she fought before and she was controlled. And the fight didn't take place that long before that fight happened. Now, she controlled the fight the whole time with her hands, but she did get taken down at the end. And I will say this, she did show an unwillingness to stay there, but it was only for a minute. Um, Ming Shi is gonna really have to come after her and use her shoot wrestling to her advantage. And we don't know if Shao Kahn is gonna be able to handle her wrestling if she gets taken down early and often. Because Xing Mi can wrestle and she has really good top control. So because of the unknowns and because of the plus money, I would have to go Ming Shi. But the over
Also,
is
this is
free.
this is a uh, this is a finale fight.
Yeah.
This is a finale fight, so the winner gets the UFC contract, right? Isn't that how it's supposed to go? They'll probably both get the contract, but um, yeah, like one of those fights. Usman, are you playing this?
Over.
Yeah, I figured. I figured. Um, all right. I didn't see Trace throw his hand up on this one. Up next, Kerry Shouta and Dong Hun Choi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that was both of those ones right. Choi minus 122. Shata how minus 105. Over 2.5. Minus 200. Plus 160 for the under. I actually expected that to be more similar to the last fight. I don't know. Overplay for me. I seen Choi. I remember Choi was on the same thing. Choi is someone I remember from the road to the UFC. Shouta, I'll probably see Shouta and be like, oh yeah, I know who that is, but not a fight I dug into, not a card I've dug into yet. Mike, what are you playing, bud?
Okay, so I think this is going to be a really interesting fight because Kairu is another. He's going to be the longer guy, and he actually knows how to use his length, and that's something that's going to be a little bit of a problem for Don Hu Choi because Choi it has a little bit. He throws less volume because he believes in his power and he makes his shots count. But he really knows how to do that very well. He barely misses, and he has a grappling game that can work against Kairu because even though Kairu is very good at getting up, he is very prone to getting taken down, and that's not going to be good against Don Hu Choi. I believe Choi will take the decision with the damage that he causes over the volume of Kairu. So over and Choi by decision.
Very nice. My or Trace, Usman, either of you guys playing this one?
So I was going on the over, and I was thinking about Sahota by decision. You're gonna give me somebody with just that much size. Hopefully, you can use it, keep them on the outside, and put a little bit more volume. They land somewhere around the near same amount of strikes with 4.53 and 4.43, but Choi just gets hit just a little bit more, and then maybe Sahota can throw in a takedown here or there and just solidify a round. So over and Sahota, and man, I fucking thought this was Do Ho Choi the whole fucking time. This is what I'm talking about. I will not be betting a lot on freaking Saturday at 3 in the morning. This is not Korean Superboy.
No, hell no, bro. These are the people coming off of the this is Road to UFC. This is a title fight. Or not a title fight, but it is a title bout. It's the tournament title bout, is what they call it. That so the last fight was the women's strawweight. This is the flyweight, and then the next one is the bantamweight. Trace, are you grabbing a mic on this one, or am I moving on, bud?
Which fight is it?
Moving on. Yep, the Choi fight.
Oh yeah, no, nothing on this one as well.
Okay, so the next one I actually do have some stuff on. The name's gonna get me, but I know these ones. Su Young Yu, that one I got, or Yu Su Young. I know they say them in a different order, so I'm probably hitting them all backwards this week, guys. But whatever. And Bergian Jalasi. I, mm,
Jella
however
Ishe.
it's said. I try, man. And I just don't have the tongue for some of it. The Arab names, I got that. I got the tongue for that. It's easy for me. A lot of the Spanish shit, I'm gonna nail it. Asian stuff, I'm so, and the Russian stuff murders me. But I've been working pretty hard to hit that Russian. So hopefully it's getting better. Odds on this fight. So you or Young is minus 140, 152 on average. Other side, Jen Sulai is plus 117. So I know who these two are. The over 2.5 is minus 170. The under plus 140. So this is an over, and this is going to be a question of who can implement their grappling. Um, that's all it's going to be. It's literally going to be a battle to see who can hit the takedowns, and who can get the ground control. You will see really great scrambles, is my guess, but whoever I suggest that whoever is winning the grapple, even in the scrambles, they will continue to win the grapple exchange. I doubt that this goes back and forth. Young is Man, Mike's gonna murder me if I have this one right or if I have this one wrong. And I'm really doing this off memory. I have not done any tape, but I'm fairly sure that Young is the super high volume takedown, and the other side wrestles like the Japanese, is like a Japanese wrestler style. So it's really just going to be volume versus like strength wrestling, and see which one I guess wins the fight. I will 100% take the over on this fight. I don't have a side, and that's not because I'm like, oh, I said I know him, but I don't know him. I don't have a side because I don't. Past what we've seen on the road to the UFC, I haven't tape studied these guys. I'm not going to pretend I have or anything like that. So for me, I'm going off of a couple of fights, and I think Belguin, that didn't they lose on a season? I swear to you, I don't have it open. Didn't they lose? They lost on a season. I'm gonna go look. They lost last year, right? I know they did. Hold on.
I don't
Yeah,
think so. Did
yeah,
he?
yeah. He was on the 2023 season and lost. Yep, round one or
Oh,
whatever it would be called. Yeah, I knew that
oh,
shit was
didn't
bad.
even know that.
Not that not that I'm judging, but yeah, for sure I remembered that. So this is a good over. And I like you don't get excited about a lot of grappling matches. I think that this will be a really exciting, high paced grappling match. Even though I said one guy will control the other, I think that the scrambles will be consistent and exciting. Mike, you are the lead on tape for this card in this group. There is no hide about that, sir. So what do you got on this one, bud?
Yeah, and look, man, this is gonna be an exciting fight. I cannot wait for this one. I think Jella, damn, I totally forgot. Jella Issa, something. Yes, Issa. He's
Closer
gonna
to the
probably, yeah.
Sorry, bro. I was just gonna say closer to when they fought. I feel like I would nail a lot of these names, but months removed, bro, I can't hit it. Can't get a lot of them. My bad. Go ahead.
Now, I think he's going to get the advantage early because he is really fast at getting his opponents down, and just technique on both of them is really good, but he is way more top heavy, and he really knows how to control and pick his ground and pound shots. Su Young Yu, I think once he gets a beat on him, I think he'll be able to make the adjustments because he's really good at being one step ahead when it comes to in scramble scenarios. And I believe he is going to get the advantage overall because he is a way more sticky grappler and he has the striking advantage. Just defensively, he is way more sound. And just one thing I like is balance. When people have a balanced stance, he sees balance in everything he does when it's wrestling or when it's striking. So I think the strength and the speed of Jella Issa's grappling is probably gonna get him ahead in the first round, but Soon Young Yu will catch up, and I think he will take over. But the over is again, especially at -170. That's the best play you can make on this fight.
Very nice. Very nice. Usman, I'm sure you're playing the over. I know you'll play the over because you're a degenerate. You got anything else this one?
Hey, what can I say? You know me. You know me. Next fight.
We're getting a little later in the card here. I don't know if Trace got anything on this one. If not, I know he'll be in on these next couple ones. Didn't see him grab a mic. We'll move right on. Oh, Mike, I want to ask you. So I'm not wrong, right? Jill, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Japanese wrestler, right? Japanese style wrestler, right?
Yeah, a Japanese style because they're all about technique and control, and they're very good at it.
Yeah, yeah, I knew. So I don't know. I think I'm not. I'm pretty sure it was you who was talking about the Japanese wrestlers. I know it was you that was talking about the Japanese wrestlers. So
I keep
then,
talking about it, man. They are gonna be. They're gonna
yeah.
run. They are gonna. They're about to flow in like the Dagestanis, bro. I'm telling you. If
So
they
I
would just
started
improve their
watching for it.
striking, yeah. If they just improve their striking, they'd be just as good.
Yeah, it feels like none of. It feels like not many of them have real like. The ones that hit hard do not have technique. The ones who have technique have noodle arms. It's very weird that we don't see. You've seen the women, the Asian women put it together. You know what I mean? It's weird to me that I don't feel like we've seen one of the Asian men put it together yet. I'm not being a dick. I just we've seen Wei Lee, she put strength, speed, technique together. We seen her do it. I don't feel like we've seen one of the
Yeah,
males do it yet. I really
yeah.
don't.
They seem very just like unless their power gets them ahead of their opponent in the striking, they seem kind of lost, and they just have to go to the wrestling.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh shit, I hit the weed at the wrong time. Man, my bad. All right, up next. So that's the bantamweight tournament title bout. And that's the last tournament title bout on this card. Um, that's all three of them, just in a row. Those right there. Up next is versus Ming Yang Zhang versus Ozzy Diaz. The odds on this fight, Ozzy is at minus. What the fuck? Mm, Mike, I hear you. You might need to mute, bud.
Oh shit, my bad.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I sincerely don't see any odds for this Diaz fight on our board. Anybody have odds on this?
Yeah, Min Yang Zhang on. I'm looking at Bet Online is a -300. Ozzy Diaz is a +250. The over under is set at 1.5. The under being -240, and the over being +190.
Well, it is on our site. As soon as you said it, I seen those exact odds sitting up there. But thank you for shouting that out, bud. So Ozzy Diaz is this is an under. This is an under fight, is my point, is where I'm going with this. Ozzy Diaz is like a finishing machine and still got finished early. Um, and so is Zhang. This is like a under, pick your side, probably hammer the favorite. But I know a lot of times we see the situation where the two really good strikers take each other the distance. I don't think that's going to be the situation this time. I think these two are going to go out there and bang. And I expect to see a very, very high paced performance out of Zhang. A lot of effort, anyways, out of Zhang. I think he will push the pace. I don't. I don't think this one can go the distance at all. What weight class are they fighting at though? Because Ozzy is smaller, right? Like he's a weight class. They're fighting at light heavyweight. No.
Yeah, and he
Ozzy's a
usually pays. I think
185er, right?
yeah, he is.
Bro, that's no bueno for him. That's man. Uh, wow. I'm gonna do tape on that one. I bet you can
And
find
he didn't exactly beef up for 205 either. So
really didn't have to cut weight to make it or something like that. Just had to skip breakfast type shit.
yeah,
Zhang is a big guy, bro. He's cutting weight. He's cutting weight to get down there. Yeah, that fight ends early. I'm gonna legitimately do tape on that fight. Like that's going on the notes to do. Zhang has to be the side. I just want to know if I can find the finish there. Um, yeah, that's my take. Mike, what do you got on this one, bud?
yeah, exactly. I don't even think they're that great of strikers. They're just two fighters that like to go and bang, and I think Ming Yang Zhang is the more polished striker of the two, and he has the better chin because he almost likes getting hit, and then he just finds his way inside his opponent's striking range, and he's just able to find those straight shots in between. So I think Ming Yang is going to knock him out early, and I got under 1.5 highlighted before I even looked at the betting odds.
Very
So that's the
nice.
play.
Very nice. So you try to tape before you look at odds, or just if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't.
I don't look at odds at all. I do the tape study first, and then I put down my notes, and then whenever I'm done with the whole card, I look at the odds.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I used to do it that way, and when I'm really, really hot on a card, that is the way I do it. But typically of late, I look at the odds because we do our show, and I've been doing my tape study later in the week. Trace, I'm making a guess that you're betting this fight, bud.
I think our, I mean, we're pretty much all on the same page on this one on the under here. I didn't really couldn't choose a side on this fight. I think they're both just two guys that like to go out there and throw down. It's really just going to be able to whoever finds the opportunity that presents itself to land the clean punch, the big power punch to put the other one out. But I do think it's safe to say that this fight ends by knockout and probably in the first round realistically. But the under is a solid play. I feel like. For those that don't, I don't know if you're Joe. I can't hear you, Joe, if you're talking. But for those that don't remember, Ozzy Diaz was the guy that got knocked out by Joe Pyfer in the Contender Series.
My bad. I didn't hit the unmute button. The unmute button. My bad, bro. Um, yeah, I do remember that he got knocked out by Joe Pyfer. Usman, what are you betting, bud?
Under Zhang KO, KO1. It's no surprise they gave a guy who they want to push in his home territory, somebody that's underweight, that's going to run at him and put the pressure and force a knockout. So we do what the company wants us to do. Let's cash an easy win right here.
So my note on that would be that Zhang is the Asian fighter getting the biggest push on the entire card. Not even a question. Not even a
Second
question. To who?
to Wang Kong.
No, bro. No way.
Oh, for sure, bro.
No, they listen. Zhang at 205, bro. 205 is washed. Other than AP, the division is washed, and AP is 37 years old. Let's just be honest about it. Is what it is. That 205 fucking Asian fighter is the guy for them. Just my opinion. I'm not trying to push it. We're kind of flying through the card here. Um, yeah, I just think this is the one that is definitely getting the push right here. Um, whatever, just my take. Anybody else want to get in on this one before we move on? Well, that's all right. Up next is Carlos Alberg and Volkan Ozdemir. Minus 256 on Carlos, plus 202 on Ozdemir, 31 days or 31 books, 5 days. The over 1.5 is set at minus 185. The under plus 155. Um, I mean, I'm 100% on Alberg here. I'm not really not questioning it. I can't even figure out why that line is that close, if I'm being honest with you. Um, yeah, I just literally went back, and while I was speaking, I'm like, did I miss something? Was there a shit performance that happened that
That Kennedy and
I
Zexku knockout hasn't really aged the best, honestly. So it's shown that he can lose fights, that he can be pushed up against the fence and get knocked out, which is kind of what Volkan Ozdemir's game plan is, to get the back hip against the fence and throw heavy leather. So
yeah, bro, but that was several fights
no,
back,
yeah, no, I
and
agree. I mean, we're seeing a fighter coming up and a fighter going out. It's the next big test for Carlos Ulberg, whether you want to call it that or not. It is. So yeah, if he comes out here and knocks out Ozdemir, he looks great. But I think it's more likely a decision. I think he's probably going to go out there. They're probably going to have good exchanges. But I think he's going to pay Vulcan a little bit too much respect and not engage as much as he'd like to. But he probably passes with just having the better technique and being the bigger guy, and the younger guy, which we see the youth comes in more often than it doesn't. So yeah, give me uh oh god,
Alberg.
Olberg by decision, Carlos Olberg by decision.
Yeah. I'll listen. So I like to play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parlays, right? I'm not a big better. You guys know that. And I really like, it'll be like 2 parlays I take serious, and then some scratchers. I call scratchers when I'm getting like plus 2,500 odds and shit. You smash a couple of them, few of them in a year, and you stay up if you're light betting. If you look at those separate, you know, you definitely stay up. So I'll be honest. When I do it, if I'm mixing up 5 parlays, right, I'll put together my main one. If there's something else I really like, it's not usually common that I've got 2 really strong parlays. There's usually the one that I feel like, all right, this will cover the week, and then let's go play for some high odds, right? And then when I'm mixing up the other ones, say I'm doing 5 of them or 4 of them, it don't matter. I'm not putting the same fighter in more than 2 of them. And if I can, I'm not putting the same fighter in more than 1 of them. If I'm real strong on you, I'm going to put you in 2 of them. If I'm like, that's nice, I'll skip you in the other one and play your over under. Like I'll play you in one and then play your fight over under in another, and not play you in another one. So if you burn, I'm not burned. Like, those are my strategies. I stay up. Um, and those are my strategies. So, like, that's how I mix that up. But I'm being honest. This is not a this is a rare occasion, but it does happen. If Carlos Alberg loses, it will kill every parlay I have. My whole morning, night, when I wake up to, yeah, let's watch these fights. Whatever it is that I see or don't see, it doesn't matter. If Carlos Alberg loses, it will all be dead. There will not be a single play I have that doesn't involve Carlos Alberg. That's as honest and sincere as I can be about it. Mike, what are you playing on this one?
Hey man, I got Olberg as part of my best bet parlay. That's an easy one. Olberg is like, we all see the talent he has, and Ozdemir. The one thing Olberg will have to respect is the punching power of Ozdemir, and I think he will respect it, and I believe he will keep his space and pick his shots. So I think if there is a TKO, it's going to be late round 3. But I ultimately think this will go to a decision, because I think he did get tired against his last Who's the last guy he fought? I forgot. But the last guy he fought that he tapped out, he was getting tired due to the pressure, and Uzdemir is going to keep the pressure. So I think he's just going to take his time a little bit more with this fight because Uzdemir is going to be there to be hit. He doesn't have any head movement at all, and he pretty much just makes a beeline for his opponent. So I think he'll just take the easier decision win and just pick him apart throughout the 15 minutes.
Bro, I'm playing Allberg round 1-2 knockout. I ain't fucking around. I just, man, I do think that I called Volk, and I've faded him before and been wrong, and I've taken him before and been right. I I respect who he is, but bro, he's gonna leave his head right there. He's gonna leave his head right there, and Allberg's gonna punch it right off his fucking shoulders. Um, yeah, he's gonna do that stupid shit where he thinks he's taking his head off the line because he like nods his chin as he walks forward. That's what Ozdemir does. He like thinks he's taking his head off the line because he like it looks like he's like moving his chin. His head moves so little, it looks like he's like moving his fucking chin. Albert's gonna take that shit off his shoulders. Usman, I already know, but what are you playing?
So I like Ozdemir as a fighter. I'm a fan of his. Um, kind of got to go with Carlos Olberg here, but I'm liking more of the over and Olberg by decision. I think there will be just a little too much respect from both of these guys, and Olberg will just be a little more crisper. So we'll just go with that.
Man, I think you guys. All right, let me go look at this before I shoot my fucking mouth off. But there's gonna be a huge reach discrepancy here, right? Damn, Alberg's only got a 2 inches on him. I figured it'd be more than that. Um, yeah, I still
And
take Alberg.
and you got to think like if Ozdemir, I know Mike said the pressure. If he wants to win, he's gonna have to try and mix in some grappling, or at least try to hold him up against the fence and stall this fight out, slow Olberg down. So that'll definitely get us the over. Let's get us to the decision though.
I'm not playing that over, bro. I'm not playing that
And plus,
over.
Olberg likes to measure his opponents with his left hand because he likes to counter jab or counter hook, and I think he's gonna set Uzdemir up the whole time with that.
Yeah, in his last 5 fights, he hasn't been past 3 minutes and 44 seconds more than one time, though. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have a hard time playing that over, boys. I'm not telling you not to play it, but like, if Carlos punches him on the chin, it's over. Does anybody think that I'm wrong? Like, does anybody think that Ozdemir has a chin that could absorb Olberg's punch? I'm not like saying it's. I'm really asking. Like, do any of you think he can take the punch if it lands?
Well, well, for me, I'm not actually looking at it from that point of view. I'm actually seeing that I think Uzdemir gets a few shots off on him, and he's gonna have to respect it from there.
Man, um, yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, even as old as he is, bro, you can still see the punching power. It's something you got to take serious.
Yeah, so I guess I would just look at it and like I'll be honest, as we talk, I sit here and touch the screen. I'm touching the screen trying to see if I'm correct in what I think, but and I can't always keep up, but the the biggest problem is going to be power over volume. Even if Ozdemir cuz like Ozdemir is going to go in there and then because Alberg's the bigger fighter, Ozdemir's going to do what he always tries to do. He's going to try to step forward, maybe step forward twice. Then he's going to try to throw a straight hook. Then he's going to try to throw another straight hook, combo. And he's going to try to control the pace. Albert's gonna punch him right between those. Fucking fuck him up. Like, I guess what I'm getting at is like Ozdemir throws a lot. He actually lands a lot more than you think. Is what I was getting at. Like, Ozdemir actually has to hit people kind of a lot more than you think. I know he has real knockout power, but he's not a dude that's going out there and knocking dudes out in 10 punches, man. He's not. Alberg is. He is that. Yeah, I just Ozdemir's got to hit you. All right, I'm actually looking at it right. My numbers are at least in the ballpark, being fair-ish. If Ozdemir's going to knock you out, he's got to hit you 40, 50 times. Albert's got to hit you. I'm doing a quick average here. If Alberg hits you a dozen times, you're fucking sleeping. Yeah, I don't know, man. Alberg early is. Does Ozdemir? Trace, go ahead, bud, because I'm gonna look at this before I'm because this is part of cap and fights. Go ahead.
Interesting fact. I didn't know this. Vulcan is 35. Olberg's 34. These guys are the same age.
Yeah, so we figured out, whatever time ago, we've known that Olberg isn't as young as everybody wants to feel like he is. Man, so Ozdemir has been punched in the first round 15 times by Johnny Walker. Before he knocked Walker out, he punched Walker 40 times almost. He got punched 10 times by Gaston before he knocked him down and then submitted him. Yeah, bro. There's just Carlos Albert's gonna knock Volkan Ozdemir out. I don't. The math is there. I'll go tape it again. I'm gonna be doing tape at some point, so I'll tape it again. But man, I don't even see how that's not a fucking knockout finish. You guys think I can get plus money if I take a knockout first round? What if I take knockout under 4 minutes? You think I could get it then? I could get good plus money for knockout under 4 minutes, right? Who's
Never
going?
even seen an app like that, brother.
Well, so like if you do the same game parlays, you can pick. And DraftKings, bro, I heard you say the other day that DraftKings does the under point
Yeah, I
five.
wasn't. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Do
Carlos
you?
Oberg round one is plus 250. Round one KO plus 325.
Vulcan's only been
Yeah,
knocked out in 22 times in 27 fights, though. So do with that with what you will.
that's really fair.
And
That's a
technically,
great point.
only knocked out once because I'm pretty sure the DC KO was a TKO. Uh, and then who got knocked out by Jerry. But I mean, if you're not AP, you get knocked out by Jerry.
I just watched Max Holloway get knocked out. I don't care about none of that no more.
Oh no, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying numbers and the statistics. I mean, he hasn't been chinny, and I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say he was chinny earlier, which that would indicate he's not technically.
No, he does. He does get punched though. He does get punched. His striking defense is 55%, which is pretty average.
I don't know, man.
I think we.
I'm kind of talking myself into a dog shot here. I might take a little shot on Volkan Ozdemir. Just to, I mean, we see it all the time. Prospects don't work out, man. I mean, Volkan definitely came in at a time where the UFC was soft in the light heavyweight division, so his rise was pretty quick and pretty. I mean, if you look back on it, kind of lackluster. But I mean, he's beat bigger names, or at least fought bigger names, fought close fights with bigger names than Oldberg obviously has. And with him not being a youth like I thought he was, I thought he was a lot younger. Like I was saying, kind of stares me off. I mean, we're looking at other than accumulation of damage, which Oldberg comes from kickboxing, so I don't know how much damage he accumulated there, but you would think Ozdemir has accumulated more damage, so he shouldn't wear it as well. But man, I might take a dog shot on Ozdemir KO round 2 or 3.
I mean, luck to you, but I'm not riding with that. I think this is
Well, I'm not trying to convince you to. I'm just saying I might take a shot on it.
I think if Alberg knocks out Ozdemir, he fights in the top 4 or 5 and then gets a title shot. He may, if Yuri knocks out Ankalaev or AP knocks out Ankalaev, Alberg may get shot up to AP. I'm not saying that goes well for him. That's not. I'm not having that conversation. But Alberg may get shot all the way up to AP if he knocks Ozdemir out in the first round. I guess they could put him against like Khalil ain't going to be ready to fight for a while. He was beat the fuck up, right? They're not. They're not going to make him fight Krylov. Rakic is fighting.
He just fought, right?
That's right. But Ankalaev's already going to get the AP fight, right? Whatever it is. Anyways, let's move back to the card. My bad for the fucking detour there. Next fight on the card is screen loading. Wong Kong versus Gabriel Fernandez. Gabriella Fernandez. My bad. Odds on this fight: Fernandez is plus 554, and Wing Kong is minus 909. All right, maybe Kong is getting the biggest push on the card. Maybe I was incorrect there. Yeah, I can't bet against that shit. What do you want me to do with that? In China, right? And let me guess. I'll take one fucking guess. Kong is from China, right?
Yes.
American,
I
actually.
really.
No, I was definitely fucking with you.
I was gonna say, motherfucker. Yeah, that's a setup fight if I've ever seen it. I'm not betting against that shit. Trace, you betting against that shit?
I am. Oh yeah,
Just
man.
cause
A
or
minus 800 debutante. What could go wrong? How often do we see that shit fizzle out, man? Yeah, they might be trying to give her the push, but I mean, this girl that she just fought or has fought good talent in the UFC. It's Trizabletta and I forget who the other one was, including Carly Judice, I think it is. There's one more that she fought that she lost to, but I'm pretty sure it was a decent name. But yeah, I'm just taking a shot on the dog, man. Like I said, anything over plus 300 in women's MMA, especially low level. This girl might be the next big thing, but outside of coming out here and just absolutely starching this girl or just putting on a fucking clinic for 3 rounds, 10-8ing her, how else did she live up to a minus 800? You know what I'm saying? So, in a fight where once the bell rings, even if she's starting to have her way with it, the opening line is going to jump back down to minus 300 within the first probably 30 seconds of that fight starting. So it's instant quote unquote value there. Uh, yeah, I'll take a shot on the dog here just because. Probably take her. I already took her for a half unit on the money line at a plus 550. But I'll also probably touch her to split decision prop as well because I think if she does win, it's going to be a she's gonna have to win a dog fight, and it's gonna be a messy split. So yeah, I'll take a shot on it, but maybe even take a shot on Kong Wang split. I don't think this fight's gonna be as one sided as people think.
well, let's see what people think. Mike, what are you playing?
Yeah. To me, this is going to be very one-sided. It's Conway. Look, her kickboxing.
You sound very far away.
Can y'all not hear me?
You sound far.
All right, let me leave and come back.
All right. Usman, what are you playing here? Usman.
My bad. Damn, man, I am crashing, guys. If I go silent, I'm falling asleep on the couch. Yeah, I agree with Trace that it's gonna be a lot closer fight, or they're giving Wang Kong somebody that's going to strike with her, and not gonna try to take her down. Um, I don't know if she gets the knockout, but they're really not trying to give you anything on these lines. If you want to go with the knockout, you can get. I think it was like plus 150 or something. I think it goes to decision. I'm trying to look for some plus money, so Wang Kong by unanimous decision is plus 115. I think that's as close as we're gonna get to some good money for this fight.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mike, you back on the mic?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I was trying to say, first off, let's all remember this girl beat Valentina Shevchenko in kickboxing, and since she's transitioned over into MMA, you can tell she's put in the work. She is very good everywhere, and I don't even think if she fought anyone, a wrestler that could take her down, I doubt they would be able to have success against her. I am telling you, Kong Wang is going to be fighting for a title. She will be. No one that is unranked is going to beat her. It's Kong Wang all day. She's going, and I think she knocks her out, man. I think her striking is really that good. Gabrielle Fernandez, man, she's all power. That's all it is. When it comes to the skills compared to Kong Wang, it's not even comparable. I'm telling y'all, she is gonna dominate this woman, and that's it, man. She's a lock for me.
Well, I got no argument for you. So,
I want you to go. I want you to go
Trace,
home, or since you're probably already home, I want you to sit back in your recliner later and watch this beautiful show called Rocky. Hey, man, the underdog, the classic, the beautiful fighter, the beautiful striker gets pieced up, and while he does win, he don't win. We might see that this weekend.
that don't happen.
You
That
said
don't
he,
happen
man.
in
We talk
women's
about women
MMA.
fighting here, bro. When you get
Yeah,
women
women's
elites,
MMA.
they dominate.
Bro, I've seen a woman Rocky already. I'm good.
Hey, but remember this moment, because I'm telling y'all, she's gonna fight for a title. She might be champion. I'm having a hard time
By
going.
when though?
Man, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna slow roll her. I really do not think they're gonna do that. She already has a win over the champ. They're gonna find some wins for her, and then they're gonna put her against the champ again.
I'm not mad at you for it. Up next, Song Kenan versus Muslim Salikov. Muslim is going off at minus 189. Song Kenan going plus 151. The over 2.5 is set at minus 160. The under is plus 130. I like Salikov here. I'm probably not playing him, but I'm gonna play the alternative round over 1.5. Uh, Probably in like three parlays, if I'm being honest. I look for fights. Sometimes they burn me, but I look for fights I think are good for 1.5s, and sometimes I make the exception and lean on that 1.5. More often than I might others on cards that I'm light on, and I'm fairly light on this card. So yeah, I think that I will definitely play the over 1.5 in a couple of combinations here. Trace, you doing anything with this fight?
Man, if anything, I'm taking the dog in this fight. I put in the team chat earlier this week that I don't understand the line. Muslims, 40 years old, 6 years older than the Asian fighter, the home country, the countryman fighter. Uh, Kanan Song, while hasn't had the greatest career in the UFC, he's the only person that really hurt Ian Gary in their fight. Uh, Dude has power. Does have striking. Salakov's proven to be pretty damn dangerous in that first round, but He's a blitz fighter, very good karate style fighter, but he fizzled out after that first round. He's just explosive, and him getting older, he can't keep that pace anymore. I would not be surprised if Salikov knocks him out early, but I could also see Kanan making it through that first round because he's also a decent striker himself. Maybe not as polished as Muslim, but once it makes it past that first round, cardio is definitely Muslim's enemy. So I'll probably be taking a look at the round 2 or 3 KO for Kanan Song. But yeah, this is a light card for me. But yeah, I like the dog here a little bit.
I'm not mad at you for it. I just need him to do it after 1.5 rounds. Mike, what are you playing?
Solikov is clearly the style for me. I would agree with Trace if Song Kanong was one of those high pace, high volume strikers, because that's really the only way he's going to get the better of Muslim Solikov. He's the way better striker. He has more speed, and the timing is just impeccable for this dude. Even though he is getting older, and I think since that Li Jing Lang fight, that's when it really started showing his age, but it's still all there. Power, speed, and timing. And I believe that's going to get the best of Song Kanong. And I'm trying to think what else. The grappling. That's another thing. He got the grappling advantage too. This dude is still well rounded, and even though he is getting older, it's not like he lost that much of a step. Even though it's starting to show, I don't think Song Kanong is going to be the guy to make him quit or make him tire because he doesn't have the skills or the pace to really take Solikov to that level. So it's Muslim Solikov for me.
Not mad at that either. I just need him to make sure it goes over 1.5. Usman, what are you playing?
Yeah, I think over 1.5 is pretty free here. Um, Mike said it pretty damn perfectly. I think Salikov just has the better skills overall. And I think this is the last Asian male we're running into. Let me remind y'all, never trust an Asian male chin. It just is not good. But yeah, we're going with Muslim Salikov.
Fair enough. Up next, Tabitha Ricci, Yan Xiaonan. Minus 208 on Yan Xiaonan, plus 166 for Ricci. The over 2.5 has been booked at minus 400 in many, many places. The under 2.5, you're getting plus 300 for it. A little bit better than that at some books. I mean, seems like a pretty easy over, if I'm being honest. I feel like a lot of people are going to say that there's a way for Tabitha to get the fight done. And sure, there is through grappling, right? But I would say the pace that and I would say this fight is probably means a lot to Yan Xiaonan, location wise. Like she's coming in trained like it's the Super Bowl, and Tabitha might overlook that a little bit. So I think it's Yan Xiaonan by decision. That's my pick. Trace, what are you playing?
Can't get the old man Uzma before he falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah, I want to hear
He's
his
about.
reasoning for this.
Oh my God! It's Baby Shark, right? Here we go.
That's just how I like it. Doubt me, and I give y'all another dog that's gonna cash. Speaking of dogs, I got this one biting on my toe, so I think I'll be able to stay awake throughout the rest of the damn space. Yeah, so for one, I think Baby Shark has just looked a little bit better in every single fight that she's come out in. I'd like for her to revert to a little bit of her older style when it comes to this fight. On the outside, moving around the cage, landing those kicks and those punches whenever you can. Maybe just mixing in the takedowns just to have Yan Xiaonan think, and best case scenario, Yan Xiaonan shoots one herself and gets reversed. I think Baby Shark is the better grappler. She'll be able to float on top. She's got real strong hips. Give me Baby Shark by decision. I think, despite this being in Yan Xiaonan's home territory, Baby Shark is the fighter that they want to push, and we all know the reasons why.
You think Baby Shark is the fighter they want to push?
100%.
Man, I feel like in the women's divisions, um, they want to push the Asian fighters bad. I feel like Yan is already kind of a star, and yeah,
She's somebody that they are cashing out. She's already lost to two champions. She's not gonna get another shot at the belt. She Tabitha Ritchie has the freaking she has the Callum Wash connection. Like this co-main event is not for Yan Xiaonan, in my opinion. And I understand. I understand she hits real hard. I'm a fan of Yan Xiaonan, but I just think this is an opportunity for for Baby Shark to get a leg up. I mean, she lost to Lupi Godinez, and she's getting a jump into what is Yan Xiaonan ranked, like number 5 in the division.
probably higher than that.
Yeah,
I
like
believe she's number one. She just fought for the title.
She's two under Suarez.
yeah. So like, make that make sense. They're not looking down and going, okay, Yan Xiaonan needs another win to get to another belt loss attempt. Let's go all the way down and give her number 14 to give her a win. I think it's more like they want to push Baby Shark, and this is a big platform for them to do it.
That's a big ass push. I'm not mad at you for the theory, but that's a steep road to push a wheelbarrow up, sir. Mike, what are you playing?
Man, it's Yan all day. The footwork and the stand up alone. Tabitha Ritchie's not going to be able to handle that. Just because you're dating a boxer doesn't mean you all of a sudden have hands. She never did. Her grappling and her pressure did a lot of heavy lifting and for her hands because she is very easy to counter, and Yan will be able to counter her. And the grappling isn't going to really do much because Jan's defensive grappling is going to prevent Ritchie's strong grappling game because that's the only way she is going to win. On the feet, it's Yan all day. It's not even close. So to me, it's a very clear decision. I think the line should be a lot higher than it is right now. So it's Yan Shannon. That's a lock right there, especially at minus 200. Come on.
I don't disagree. Trace.
No, yeah, I agree with Mike on this one. I put in the chat earlier that I had a parlay with this fight in the main event for a 2 leg parlay. But yeah, I just think the footwork's gonna be too much for Ricci. I think we're gonna see her get eat up on the outside on the feet, and yeah, I'm not high on Ricci. I picked the big Mister picked against her on most of the fights, so I guess that's not going too well for me. But I just don't really understand what all the hype's about. I think it's mostly just another attractive girl, but I think we've seen the success factor or the key to success to be a Brazilian woman in the UFC is to be a lesbian, so she doesn't fit the mold. So until she starts shaving her hair and dyeing the blonde, I will never be on the Ricci train. So give me Jan by decision.
You know, I think that's why Bilal won her title.
Because he's a girl.
I get nothing for that,
Because he's
bro.
a lesbian.
I get nothing for that. Fuck you guys. I don't know. I don't know if the lesbian champion road to success is a proper fade, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I don't know. I think if I'm being honest,
Yeah, I've been rocking the same haircut for like 20 years, bro. So I get it.
I'm just saying. I think Ricci's path to success has got to be that she gets her down, right, and holds her down. I don't think that goes well. Even if she does it for a round or a little bit, and um, I just feel like Yan Xiaonan will have the cardio to um, strike whenever they get to the feet. I feel like whenever she can get it standing back up, even if Ricci is finding success in the takedowns, I feel like she will continuously be able to get back up. And that's just how I feel. I feel like it would be, even if she can take her down, she just won't be able to control her. Trying to remember, was it Mackenzie Dern that we seen take Xiaonan down and give her some problems? I know Whaley. I know Whaley. I'm not talking about that fight, but didn't Mackenzie Dern uh like rob her?
Yeah, she was. No, she lost. Mackenzie Dern lost the fight, but she controlled her, but she wasn't like in any real danger until the fifth round. That's when she was in real danger with Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah, and didn't Mackenzie hold her in place in the fifth round to win, kind of like some cheap shit? And then
No,
at the
she
very,
came
very
close to
end,
finishing her.
and then at the very, very end, there was like a countdown through a whole bunch of punches or some shit, right? I kind of remember
Yeah,
this fight.
but other than that, when she did take her down, Yang Xiaonan was very defensively responsible. She wasn't really put in any danger other than that fifth round. I think she just got caught off guard because I believe she got mounted immediately.
Yeah, and I think if you go back and look, that was like a trip slip, not a. Mackenzie Dern can't take people down, bro. She doesn't. She doesn't. It's always a trip. It's never a takedown. It's never ever a takedown. It's always a trip. So, um, yeah, I think it was a slip at that fight. Um, whatever. Probably talking about this one for longer than we should, but I don't think Richie gets it done.
Well,
Is there any?
we're gonna hear Jan scream or Kia 250 times, and her connect 120 times and win a decision.
Bro, I thought about trying to say the Kiat between every sentence that I did when I started talking about this fight, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, I thought about it though. I'm like, man. All right. So main event time: Peter Yan, Davison Figueiredo. Uh, these boys fighting at bantamweight. Peter Yan is -303. Davison Figueiredo +232. The over is set at 4.5 rounds, -170 to go over. I have to assume that size and strength are why Peter is such a favorite. I know Peter's a good fighter, and there was a point where I thought he could have a title reign, or whatever. I think Peter's a great fighter, but I think it'll probably be a little more competitive than the odds show. I'll be playing the alternative overs on this fight. Um, it's going over at least 1.5, 2.5. Round three is going to start. Shit like that. I'll be parlaying that type of shit. Yeah, I don't actually have a lot of interest in a money line side on this fight. For the price on Peter, I don't think he's worth the price. I like Davison's price, but I think his path to victory is pretty narrow. I think he actually needs to be able to hurt Peter on the feet in order to get an advantage going directly to the ground and then get some type of submission or ground and pound. But I don't think he takes Peter down, and I think his chances of dropping Peter are fairly slim. So I think Jan is the side, but I don't like the cost on it. I do like Davison's path, but I don't have a lot of confidence in it. Mix this one up. Usman, what are you playing here?
Man, y'all know I'm the biggest Peter Yan hater of all time, up there for one of my least liked fighters. So I'm not gonna say much, man. I just want Figgy to win. I'll probably put a little something on Figueredo by decision, hoping he. I mean, I don't know why you say he can't knock him down. He just knocked down Chito. The power seems to translate. He was able to get some takedowns in his last two fights as well. Mix everything up a little bit, and let's get a decision.
I didn't say you can't drop him. I just said that I think the path is narrow. I think that I think that Peter has to be engaging. I feel like it almost has to be a counter strike. Um, I don't feel like he's going to land the strike, as the engage and land the strike that's going to rock Peter. I could be wrong, but I just feel like it will have to be a counter strike. And I just think it's a narrow window. I don't think he can get the think he can take down Peter Yan. Um, Whatever. I just don't.
I
Uh,
think I think he can get in on the takedown, and Peter's gonna give up his back like always, and he's gonna jump on that back.
that's quite possible, but um, I man, I don't know. Are you saying like give up his back when they're against the cage? Is that what you're saying?
Either against the cage or or in the middle of the cage.
I could see Peter giving up his back standing against the cage, and I could see Figgy jumping it. I don't think he gets the takedown though. I don't think he takes Peter Yan down. I'm probably going to be the fool. He's probably going to take him down 4 times in the first round, type shit. But I don't think he takes Peter Yan down. I could be tripping, but I don't think he does. And Davison's getting old, bro. Davison's got to be 37, 38 years old now. He's getting fucking old. He got a Jan is 29. Man, I don't know. Trace, what are you playing?
Figgy is 36. Um, yeah, I'm on Jan here. I think he's just a better technician, the more complete fighter, well rounded fighter, and honestly, just like a more refined version of Brandon Moreno. And we've seen how that went. Uh, able to take it to the ground if he needs to, able to wrestle if he needs to, able to strike, which is what I imagine he'll be able to, which I imagine is going to be the game plan, being the more clean striker. Seen he's training with Evelev. Saw some footage of him training with Evelev, and he was tearing Mavsar up on the feed. No surprise there, but we know he's going to be ready for the heavy grappling game that's coming his way. So yeah, I mean, I think he's taking this serious. I think this is him looking at it as this is probably his last chance for a while to get back into a title fight. He comes in here, he looks impressive. He wins a dominant decision here. Probably goes on and fights for the belt again. So or at least ends up in a rematch with Sean O'Malley to fight for the belt. Uh, yeah, man, give me Piotr Jan for all the marbles. It just seems like it makes more sense for him to be the guy that gets pushed rather than just Davison Figueiredo. But
Fair
I will
enough.
be on the
Fair enough.
split in this fight. I do like the split for this one. I don't know what the split number is, but yeah, I think it'll be a good number.
That's a nice call in this fight, to be honest. I'll have to look at that, see what the number is as it gets closer. You know, in Michigan, I don't start getting any of that shit till Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning. Fucking bullshit. I don't even get. Yeah, and most of the shit I get on Thursday is just the main card, the top of the main card, and they don't even give me all the fucking odds. Drives me insane. Mike, I'm sure you did more tape study on this one than you probably needed to. What are you playing here?
Yeah, and look, this is one of those ones where I had an early opinion and it got flipped doing the tape study. And I was on Jan first. I thought he was clearly the side, and for obvious reasons, especially the cardio being like the number one reason. But the more I did tape on Figueiredo, the more I'm impressed about how his bantamweight fights have gone because he's like a completely different fighter than he was at flyweight. He really seems like he was just there to just knock people out. At flyweight, at bantamweight, he seems to want to show everything he's able to do and do it very well. And one thing that and Usman touched on this is how he always gives his back. And that's not something you want to do against Figueredo because Figueredo is very good at attacking your balance, attacking those legs. He's not just trying to drag you down. He's methodically taking you down. And I think that fight with fucking Marab really changed him because when he fought Song Yadong, he seemed very worried about getting taken down, and he was way more anxious to give the back. And the one thing that Figueredo is very fast at when it comes to his takedown entries, is that snatch single leg. When he grabs that single leg and just whips you down, that's one. It is very fast, and I don't think Jan's going to be able to get a read at it. And I even took a dive into the stats. Like I was so back and forth on this fight. So here, I'm gonna just go over it real quick. Strikes landed per minute, 3.01 for for Figgy. Strikes absorbed per minute, 3.39. Striking defense is 51% for Figgy. Striking accuracy is 55% for Figgy. Now, I did that and I did it into bantamweight, how Figgy did at bantamweight. The strike absorption is 2.92, so he's getting a lot better at that. The striking defense is at 52, and his striking accuracy went up to 59%. Look, there's one thing that Figgy does very well when it comes, besides his grappling, with his striking, is that he keeps you honest early. He makes you feel his power, and even though he's a very low volume striker, he makes his shots count, and he's very good at making you miss while he finds his shots and makes you feel his power. Um, One thing that he did very good with fucking with what was it, Cheeto? Everyone saw that he kept him honest early, and then he kept his distance, and then kept his game plan there. He pick his shots, get out the way, pick his shots, get out the way. But then the second round came, and Cheeto started not respecting the power, and Figgy wanted to mix it up and try to get the takedowns. I don't think those takedowns were like for real set. I think they were just to interrupt the rhythm of Cheeto. And after 5 minutes of doing the same thing, he said on the third round, he said, "Screw it, I'm gonna make you feel my power again." And that power is for real. Like Figgy knows how to pick his shots well, and I think he's gonna get the better of the grappling. The only thing that makes me cautious about betting on Figgy is those rounds 4 and 5, because we know Jan's not gonna slow down, but we don't know if Figgy's gonna slow down because his cardio has looked good at bantamweight. He seems like he's in a lot better shape, but we don't know if he's in 5 round shape. So I think the over is the best play. Over 4.5, and I might throw like a little throwaway parlay with Figgy in it just in case.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I want to see the path for Davison. I want to see it. Uh, yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. Um, well, I think that closes the card out. Mike, give me your best bets parlay.
The best bet parlay is Jan Xiaonan, Carlos Olberg, and Kong Wang, all money line.
Okay. Okay. What's the odds on that?
I don't know now, but I put $228 to win 359. The odds have went up since then.
Very nice. Very nice. Trace, you got any locked bets? Parlays, three legs? I guess Trace don't want to talk to me. Usman, you got any locked plays, bud?
So I put in first four fights over, like always. We got that at plus 500. Um, and then I'm looking at a four leg right here, plus 231. We're looking at Zhang, Kong Wang, Muslim Salikov, and Carlos Olberg, plus 231.
Very nice. Very nice. Um, yeah. So I'm on the parlay calculator right now. I like Peter Yan Xiaonan. Um, I like Zhang. I mean, I guess I got to take Kong if I'm just building a parlay, right? And then I'm trying to hit six legs here. So I'm going to take two more money lines and I'm actually going to play this. So probably looking at, six legs on here, huh? All right, I'll take the over. God damn. Oh, I didn't take Allberg yet. That's five. And then the opening.
That's
No,
Su Young Yu, man. Over 2.5.
man. Oh, man. Let me see what you puts me at. Plus 573 money lines. You take you, Allberg, Kong, Zhang, Xiaonan, and Yan. I'm gonna leave that on this screen here, and I'm gonna play that in the morning. So that'll be my money line parlay, and then I'm sure I'll dish out a bunch of bullshit and see if I can win anything. Uh, that's all I got for the card. You boys got anything else? Usman, I don't know if you looked at announcements or not this week, bud.
Yeah, we got 9 announcements, but I do have two quick questions for you, or
Yeah,
for everybody. Um, who was everybody on? Yam Jargal, Tumen Dembero, or Carlos Hernandez?
bro, I'm not
I
taking
know
no.
you ain't just
Oh, I
showing off,
forgot to
bro.
fade Carlos Hernandez, bro.
This dude,
Was
I forgot to
everybody?
he
fade
don't care. He don't
Hernandez.
care. He's just showing off that he can say that fucking name.
No, 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 no. I have a reason because the second question is gonna bring it up. So were y'all on Yam?
No, I
No,
was
they were
on
all on fucking
Hernandez.
Carlos Hernandez. I'm not though.
Okay, next question. Who is everybody on? Kwang Li or Long Xiao?
I'm on Shao.
You're on Xiao? Okay, so line flip magic, right? Those are the two line flips. I opened up this space talking about how it never misses. Jim Miller was the big line flip last week. So Long Xiao or Carlos Hernandez is going to lose this coming week. And I think I might have to jump on the Joe train and fade Carlos Hernandez with the. Yeah, I mean, look, what I'm saying is Long Shao comes first. If Long Shao wins, you go ahead and you dump the truck on Nyam Jargal Tumen Dembero at plus 165.
He just wants to keep saying the fucking name. He just wants to keep saying the fucking name.
Hey, I
Who's
mean,
the?
it sounds right, right? Let's say some other names. I got some announcements here for you guys.
Give him to me.
All right, first up,
I could hear his chest
talking
puff out every time he said it.
to First up, everybody's talking about it. The new co-main event for UFC 310, 5 rounds, December 7th. Shavkat Rakhmana versus Ian Gary Machado.
Man, I'll be honest. I did not realize that that was 5 rounds. Didn't realize that. Oh, no.
Hey man, Gary's at plus money right now. I already got him in a parlay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gary's at plus money because he's gonna lose, bro.
I don't know, man. I like Gary there. Just Shavkat
What's
keeps that head straight up in the air. He's had issues
Bro,
with these straight shots.
bro?
I keep telling y'all, man. As soon as the moment I studied Gary for his debut, I knew I was watching someone special. I'm telling you, man, he's gonna win that
How?
By
striking.
decision.
You think he's gonna take Shab to decision, win by striking? He ain't
Yeah,
knocking
I
him
mean,
out.
yeah, I mean, I don't see him trying to grapple Shopkai. I think Shopkai's probably the better grappler, but striking, Ian Gary is way better defensively, and he can strike him from the outside. I think his movement is going to be a big problem for Shopkai. Remember, he didn't want to stand up with Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy hit him a couple times. He just walked forward and grabbed him and threw him down. He's like, "Fuck this, we grappling."
What do you think he's gonna do to Ian Gary?
Hey man, I think the striking is going to be where it matters. Ian Gary can grapple too, but I don't think he's going to engage in that.
Nah,
Telling you,
bro.
man, that footwork is something else.
He's gonna use that footwork, and then when Shavkat gets his hands on him, he's gonna use that zesty little hip that he does, and push him off of him and get back to distance.
Mike, we got this thing we do in our family where we bet $1, and then you have to write on the dollar why you lost the bet and who you lost it to, and then you have to give them that dollar. And we have stacks of these dollars that we have won from each other. And I would like to bet you $1 on this fight. And I want you to know I'm going to probably make it my profile picture. I'll mail you the dollar signed as to why. Um, I'm willing to take Shavkat. You're gonna have to make your call. This is Babe Ruth shit. I'll take Shavkat by rear naked choke. Ian Gary taps while he's still standing up.
Okay, and like I just said, Ian Gary's going to win by decision, and he's going to outstrike Gary though. I mean, yeah, he's going to outstrike Shopkat the whole time.
So that's the call. So he's gonna outstrike him in every round and win a decision.
Yep.
All right. So he's got to outstrike him in every round and win a decision for Mike to win this bet. And Shavkat has got to take Ian Gary's back and make him tap before he hits the ground for me to win. Okay.
I got it written down, man. I'm ready.
Okay. And if I lose, I will mail you the dollar and I will write in full why you took my fucking money from me on that dollar. And I want you to know that dollar will mean more to me than $100 bill would mean to me that you were gonna go spend. Uh yep, want you to know that shit. Usman, what else you got, bro?
So with that move going on, it leaves Joaquin Buckley without an opponent for about 2 hours, and then Kobe Covington jumped in. UFC Tampa new main event: Kobe Covington versus Joaquin Buckley.
I'm betting Walking Buckley by knockout.
Yep, same. I was just thinking about that. If he can catch Wonder Boy, he can catch Kobe.
You're goddamn right. And bro, Kobe is slow. Like I made a joke in the chat, but he's Stipe slow. He looks Stipe Miocic slow, bro. He's getting fucked
Bro,
up.
y'all are so
He's getting
wrong. Y'all don't forgot the most important factor. Trump's president again, baby. That boy can't lose.
Oh,
man. You
Yeah,
forgot
he
something.
can't lose, but he also can't beat a black person. So he's gonna
Whoa,
run
whoa, whoa,
right into
whoa.
that
Take
fifth.
it easy there, Usman.
Hey man, I had that same theory about Chris Dawkins. I was like, man, he just cannot take the power over the black man.
Listen,
Top mentality.
listen. I would like to explain this to Usman so he understands the way this works. Kobe lost when Trump showed up to watch his fights. Kobe can't win as long as Trump is in
Oh, we
office.
got this fucking guy requesting.
Kobe can't win. Connor J, get after him, bud. He requested, but he must be waiting for his moment. He knows a fight is coming. He knows the fight is coming.
What up? Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's happening, bud?
I just had to pop in real quick because Trace said some cap talking about Kobe can't lose while Trump is president. Well, Kobe lost while Trump was in his first term. So Buckley by KO. He's gonna knock that boy's head off. Let's go, baby.
That was satire, my friend. Comedy. You're welcome.
Uh, you think he actually breaks Kobe's jaw?
Dude,
Into a million pieces. Into a million pieces.
So,
Dude,
so Mike had said, if you can catch Wonder Boy, you can catch Kobe. Dude, I think he's gonna catch Kobe coming in for a fucking takedown and just he's gonna spin that boy's head around. So, yeah, he might break that jaw.
if I'm being 100% honest, we're gonna see. Listen, Connor is gonna love this too. This will be one of Connor's favorite moments in all of his MMA fandom, and I'm not trolling. You're going to see Kobe Covington realize he has no way out in this fight. He is not going to be strong enough to take Buckley down. He is not going to be fast enough to strike with Buckley. And he is not going to be strong enough to hurt him if he does punch him. And you are going to see Kobe Covington in the octagon realize his only option is to get fucking finished. I believe that with all my heart, man. Buckley is going to be way too much for Kobe. Way too much. And I'm not saying that I think Buckley's this tremendous fighter. That's not what I'm saying. But styles are matchups. We say it every week. Matchup this, matchup that, bro. It is the perfect matchup for Kobe to get absolutely crumbled.
But you got to admit, like Buckley has really leveled up since his drop down to welterweight. Like imagine, like remember Kevin Holland dropped down to welterweight and everyone thought big things of him. Nah, Buckley is the one who filled in those shoes.
Oh, he's delivering it. I give it to you. And I think if Buckley could string together a run of fights, I would feel different about his talent level. I just feel like he needs a run of some good fights here against some fighters that are a little better. Um, Wonder Boy was a good fight. I guess he's getting that run. I guess what I'm looking to see, I'm probably seeing right now. I'm very curious to see what he looks like at the end of this. This is probably that run I'm talking about right now. He just beat up Wonder Boy. He's gonna beat up Kobe. Um, yeah, yeah.
So we lucked out, and we don't have to see Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque. No reasons why Nick Diaz is pulled out, but we've all seen the video of him on the street.
Was that
Uh,
real?
Yeah, hell
that's
yeah.
that's real, brother. It looked very damn real. Uh,
So listen. So
girlfriend's
listen.
Instagram posts, yeah.
That was,
Did you hear,
oh my god, that was
bro?
what?
Bros, listen. Did you have you picked up on the fact that Dana? So I seen post on the internet beforehand, and then Dana said a little slide hint about it, and I was like, oh my god, it's true. I think it's both of them. I think both of the brothers are doing whatever he's doing, bro. So Dana was like, what video? And they're like, come on, Dana. And he's like, well, what's he doing in the video? What do you mean? What? And he plays all dumb. And then after that, he goes, yeah, I've seen a lot of videos of Nick and Nate. Just his vibe made me feel like some of them rumors on the internet that it's both of them. I hope not. I hope not. But I think Nick is on some dope.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say it, asshole, but you went ahead and did. It's all right though. Vicente Luque's got a fight booked on UFC December 10th. I mean December 7th, UFC 310, against Themba Garimbo.
Luke locked out, buddy. Looked out there, buddy, because you can't beat a crackhead.
Ask
Well, it
Anthony
wouldn't have been
Smith.
fun for us to watch at all anyway. It would have been
The
fun
Nick
for
the
us to
Nick
watch it
Diaz
all anyway.
comeback tour has been derailed, boys.
He'd have spent the whole time running, and Sente would have never caught him. I know what crackheads do. I know. I've seen it. I've seen it. It would have been fucking horrible. Um, we're taking Garembo by knockout, though, right?
I'm taking, yeah, either that or submission. Inside the distance is probably the play.
No, guys,
Nah, dude,
this
I'm on
isn't five
Vicente.
rounds. This is Themba decision.
Vicente,
Easy.
Vicente, man. I really think Vicente is that far gone.
No,
You
it's just
don't?
Themba is good.
Okay, I didn't know if it was more of a fade on Vicente or not, man. Like he had one bad or a couple bad fights.
No, it's just the style. Themba is a real. He uses his size against you. He's going to push you against the cage. He's going to force you to feel his strength, and you're not going to really be able to get him off you.
I don't know, man. If I get Vicente at like good dog money, I might not be able to pass that up. I might lose, but
Well, right
man,
now he's minus 240.
he's minus 240
L- l-
Yeah, I think that's a good price right now. But if it goes any further, you're out of luck there.
for Luke. Luke,
Garimbo is minus 240, right?
Yeah, Themba's minus
yeah,
240.
I'm talking about Vicente.
Okay.
I would take a dog shot on Vicente.
Oh, then yeah, the line's probably going to get a little bit more blown out of proportion as it gets closer to the fight.
Oh yeah, I like me a KO late KO prop on that one then.
I don't blame you. But still on the opposite side.
I am biased though, just saying that straightforward. Like he's a my guy, man. I've just always liked Vicente Lucas since tough, man. I just think he's probably a good representative of mixed martial arts. The way he seems to approach it and approaches life. Very humble, very nice guy. Just a fun guy to root for.
That's fair. He's given us a good career, even without a belt. Usman, what else you got?
So all the jokes have already been made. It's Battle of the Flat Earth, blah blah blah, this and that, this and that. Chrome Gracie is going to get his ass whooped by Bryce Mitchell at UFC 310 December 7th.
I don't care what that line is. I don't care. It is absolutely free fucking money. I'm looking right now to see if they've dropped a line yet.
Son,
They had to.
you know Bryce Mitchell needs a new tractor by now. That motherfucker coming here to get a fight. Oh, what's that? Fight of the night, submission of the night. He can come here and put the stank down. Yeah, I think this is a
You
good.
said this.
What's up?
Sorry, Trace. Sorry, Trace. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this is. I just think this is like y'all are both saying. I just think this is a very good get right spot for Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, get right spot is probably the correct term. What day did you say, Usman?
This is December 7th, UFC 310.
Man, those odds have not hit our board yet. I want to know. They're probably already over on Bet Online or something.
Yeah, I
I
don't
have to
even
go.
think Chrome Gracie is a submission threat to Bryce Mitchell. This is Bryce
He's
Mitchell all day.
not. He's not, bro. Chrome Gracie is proof that the sport has evolved, even though all fighters have not.
Yeah, Bryce is going to knock him out. It's not even
Bryce,
going to be a sub. It's going to be a knockout, and it's going to be sad.
it's gonna be nasty. It's not gonna be sad. Fuck Chrome Gracie. I hope it hurts. Fuck him.
Yeah, man. Fuck Kurt Gracie.
I don't even like him.
So we're looking at UFC Saudi Arabia February 1st. And this is already the most confusing fight scheduled of 2025. Um, Myra Bueno Silva coming back down to 125 to fight Jasmine Jazdavicius. Like, I guess you can say they
Yeah.
want Jasmine
JJ
to.
season.
get some star power off of her, but
They're
like,
gonna give because they're
why
gonna
the
give
fuck?
JJ a title shot.
Hey, you
They're
know
gonna
what?
jump her
Let me tell you what
ass.
makes sense, guys. We didn't have cardio at the heavier division. Let's go. Let's cut weight so we can make our cardio even worse. So now we have like maybe a half a round, bro.
No, 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 no. The
JJ is gonna
problem was she was
pressure
too.
cook the fuck out of her.
Yeah, 100%, 100% gonna cook her.
Is this the main event or is this a 3 round?
It's in Saudi Arabia, brother. You answer that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, so the fight's canceled.
Throw it in the trash.
Got it. Got it. Fight's canceled. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna pretend it's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, just real confusing to me. I feel like even if Jasmine does put a beat down on Myra Bonasova, which I love Myra, I love MBS, so I'm not gonna say that yet. Um, it like it's kind of does nothing for her in the rankings, in my opinion.
It.
It
Yeah.
gives JJ a little more sauce because it's like, oh, she beat a former title challenger, even if it is that different weight class. Beat Holly Holm. She beat somebody who beat former champion Holly Holm. You know, it's shit like that. But yeah, I get your point, especially from a ranking standpoint. She's not higher in the rankings for in that division. So
Was she even ranked in the flyweight division?
JJ,
No, Mario Bueno Silva. I can't remember.
before she left, no.
Yeah. So Myra was bouncing in and out of the rankings. Remember?
I don't
Like
know.
she
I
would.
never understood the Myra Bueno Silva hype, and then I was very upset whenever I lost money on Holly Holm in that fight. 'Cause, like I was like, dude, this fight's going perfect. She's starting to fade. She's starting to fade. She's starting to put her up against the fades, and then boom, ninja choke. Like
Yeah, she
I think
kind
she's
of put
just a
herself in that one.
she just like very got in a few fights just had some very good circumstances roll her way in fights that she was losing. Honestly, man, like she's not a minute winner. She is a opportunist. She's a moment versus minute type fighter.
You shut the hell up and don't talk about my girl like that. Let's move on to the next fight. Jacqueline
She doesn't even
Cavalcanti
like
is
weenies, buddy.
getting the slowest roll of all time. She's fighting the 58-year-old Julia Avia at UFC Vegas 102.
Yo, is that the panda? The panda chick?
Yes, that's
I think
Bro, I
so.
didn't
Angria.
know she was still in the UFC. That's crazy.
Dude,
Yeah,
she's
she
got
fought
white
Misha Tate last
hair.
year.
She was good, wasn't she? Like she was like
No, no,
unassumingly good.
Last time
no,
she fought,
no.
John Jones was at 205, right?
She was just aggressive. No, she fought Misha Tate. I saw
And
it
beat
live.
her.
She fought Misha Tate
She's
last
like
year.
a female version of Vanille Dariush.
Nobody likes her.
Whoa.
No,
Shut the
Avila was
hell up,
just very
Chase.
aggressive. That's all it was.
Who's been just out here attacking me now?
That was disrespectful, man. And let Mike speak. Jesus. Mike, say something.
No, I was just saying she was
Okay,
just a
on to
girl
the
that could
next
take a.
fight.
Oh my god.
That's enough out of you.
No, wait. Love you, Mike. Love you, Mike. Yo, guys, keep cutting my boy off. Jesus Christ. Hey, Jacqueline Cavalcante by decision. We got it, right? Come on.
Nobody cares about that fight anyway.
It's okay. Nobody cares about this one either. Ricky Tercios, Bernardo Senpai has been rescheduled for January 18th, UFC 311.
Which one of them you think's getting kicked out of the UFC after that fight?
The loser.
Neither,
Bernardo's only on his second fight.
neither. They'll be around for quite a while.
No,
Okay.
not Ricky. He's on his way out.
Nah,
Yes, he is.
Ricky will be here for quite some time, guys. Just watch.
Ah man, somebody's got to win $1 million in the PFL, bro.
He's just a modern day Tim Elliott, man. He'll go 50 and 50 in the UFC, but he'll always be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
actually like Ricky quite a bit, and I enjoy
He's
watching
a
him fight.
We
squirrely little bastard, man. That some bitch is just hard to hold down.
No, with Ricky, what we're looking at is a future Darren Elkins. He looks like he might be 70 years old, and he might pull off a stupid win somehow.
But is he the one that wears the damage as well? Because he's pretty pillow fisted.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this next fight because it's we'll talk about it and we'll save it for last because I don't want to end it on this bullshit. Shamil Gazia versus Thomas Peterson, UFC Saudi Arabia, February 1st.
Absolutely
Nazi of
nobody gives a
decision.
shit.
Thomas the Train? Nobody?
Yeah, Peterson. No.
He's a good I think it's Minnesota that he's a wrestler for. He's a good Division 1 wrestler, but I thought he was going to be a lot better than he is. He lost to I think it was Salsa Boy outside of the UFC, and then that was before Salsa Boy got into the UFC, and that was actually the fight he got into the UFC off of.
But
But
you can't count that against him because
no, yeah,
Waldo's like really
no,
goat.
but he like knocked him out though, so you kind of can.
Oh yeah, you can.
He actually, and that's the only performance I was actually impressed by because he showed a willingness to throw down against Salsa Boy, but no, not against Gazia, bro. Gazia is too big and strong, and Gazia will be able to hold him down for a couple of rounds.
It's just it really is dependent on who's the stronger or better wrestler because he's a good hammer, but doesn't seem to be a very good nail
And we know Gazia is the mountain man, so he's the guy.
for sure. All the juice.
All right, and now we save this one for the end because this one's a fun one. Rematch from what'd you say, LFA? Brendan Allen is fighting Anthony Fluffy Hernandez on a unnamed UFC event, February 22nd.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm assuming it was a LFA championship because it was 5 rounds. Which Hernandez won by unanimous decision. So he was one of the first losses on Brendan Allen's records. And like I said in the group chat, man, I feel like both these guys have improved a lot since like as we've seen them in leaps and bounds since they fought last. And yeah, man,
Different
it's gonna be a
fighter.
banger, banger, banger. I think Hernandez probably cooks him again, but it's gonna be a very fun fight and a very good test for both these guys.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
can't disagree.
It is a good fight. I mean, not the greatest fucking thing we've ever seen, but potential. Probably a good chance fight of the night.
You know,
I'll say
coming
that.
coming off of the contender series, Hernandez was never a guy that I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, this dude's gonna be fun to watch. Like he had a good story, a sad story, but a good story about his father. But yeah, man, this dude is just a monster.
Fluffy Hernandez by decision, man. The only thing I don't like, and I'll blame it on genetics. Why the fuck can't he get rid of the damn fat around his stomach, bro? Give me a six pack or something. Fluffy likes to keep his off.
Look, he actually looks more in shape in between every fight. I mean, it's probably eventually going to come.
Brother, he's a camel. That's his hydration station.
Yeah, I mean, shit. It's not for a lack of endurance, that's for sure.
And didn't he make his debut against Kevin Holland?
I believe so, or it was short one of his first few
Bro,
fights.
imagine if that knee did not land, what he would have done to Kevin Holland.
We can only imagine.
He would have took all that hype.
That who?
He said Hamzat who? Oh shit. Is that it, Usman?
That's it, brother.
Well, I think that's the whole night.
What I want to know is what happened to the Chris Weidman fight. Like, are they not rescheduling that fight? That fight screwed me out of so much money. I had a 5 out of 6 DraftKings lineup that hit. I was 104 points and winning first. If not Weidman, if
Anders.
Anders.
If Anders wins that fight and the way he fights decisions and points, I'd probably take down that competition. But yeah, that's that's my luck, man. Like it's just always those last minute pullouts that kill me.
Yeah, that's fucking rough to be honest. That sucks, bub. That fucking sucks. Um I think they are working on rescheduling it. Eric caught food poisoning, and he's trying to get it back already. So I think he said December. So hopefully they get it flipped around there. Anybody got anything they want to hit before we get out of here?
Lastly, looking at two shows that I want to start watching. Should it be Breaking Bad or Spartacus?
You haven't seen Spartacus yet?
I saw it when I was a kid with my parents, and I probably shouldn't have been watching that.
It's a
But
win-win.
now I want to watch it as an adult.
All right, watch that one, and so you know that the main actor changes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
So
cancer.
it's listen, they're all horrible actors, but by the third season, it's not too bad. Uh, watch the prequel season first if you can.
Which one's that? Blood and Sand?
Um, no. So there's 4 seasons. One of them is only like 5 or 6 episodes. What that season does is introduce characters to you. So if you watch it first, you will understand some of the characters from the first season better. They did it because the actor died. Before he died, they were trying to buy time, so they cut like a half a season prequel season with all their backstories. So it actually falls in line to watch it first.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. There you have it. If you're a little pervert and you like to see men fight as gladiators, watch Spartacus, guys.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
And
By the end, Usman, you'll be off your fucking feet. Little bit of a spoiler for you, not about anything that happens because it's just my favorite joke. So that was like one of my very, very favorite shows. It's one of the only shows in all of history I have watched week to week, meaning, you know what I mean, like waiting for the episodes to come out. And my ex, the mother of my oldest 3 children, um, sits down for the last episode and asked me a question. And I said to her, "You don't know how this ends?" And she said, "No, what do you think happens?" And I said, "You know this is a true story, right?" And she says, what do you mean it's a true story?" And I said, um, "You're about to be really upset."
That was a good one. That was a good one.
She spent 4 years watching that show and had no fucking idea it was a true story and thought that it was going to be wrote like a hero's end. I I still laugh at her to this day. We hate each other's guts, and I'm still like, "You're so fucking stupid, bitch." And that's one of the things I think of. Trace.
did you ever watch Xena Warrior Princess growing up, Usman?
I did not.
Okay, well then you won't know who Lucy Lawless is probably, but yeah, very good show, man. Joe
Hey,
knows.
you want to know something funny, Trace?
But
So you've watched the show?
oh yeah, I've watched it. Either way, Usman, both choices, brother. You're gonna be happy either way. And plus, if you watch Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul's the next thing after that, fucking banger as well.
Trace, you remember the fans Lucy Lawless used to carry around on that show?
Like those feather fan shit.
They looked like cray paper almost. They were white, looked old and beat up.
Yeah, dude. It was like I was like whenever it was airing, I watched. It's been a long time.
I have those fans.
Oh no shit! Like in your room.
Like her fans. I have the ones off the set. I
Oh
also have
okay.
one of the map. I also have one of the maps from the war scenes, one of the war planning scenes. I have one of the maps, and I have Lucy Lawless's fans.
Okay. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah. When the show was over, they auctioned everything off, and I couldn't afford a lot of that shit. And I guess I could have, but I wasn't gonna like Crassus's or Crixus's sword went for like $3,500. Spartacus's sword went for like 10 grand. I was like, I'm not spending all that. So I just picked up a few things that I was like, that's cool for the price and that's cool for the price type shit. But yeah, that's my fucking show back in the day. I've watched that show twice, all the way through, and then bits and pieces of it every time I see it.
Oh wow! So Xena, Princess Warrior, was the that main bitch that's always got her tits out.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like I watched that as a kid, so I was like, "Holy shit!" Whenever I watched it in high school. So yeah, like yeah, it's a good show, dude. It's a lot of dong, but it's a good show.
Yeah, it is a lot of, especially in the first season. It goes away after the first season, but they're just trying to desensitize you to how it was back then, you know?
Hey, got to keep the men and the women watching, right?
My favorite part
For
was
sure.
these fuckers all used the same like plunger to wipe their ass with. That was pretty gross.
Yeah. My very, very favorite part is I don't know. Usman, did you see the whole show?
I so like not enough to remember, man. But
All right, I won't say shit. I'll wait for you to talk about it as you're watching it, and then I'll talk about it. Cause I'll ruin it for you or some shit. I ain't gonna do that.
yeah, I mean, I know how it ends, right?
Yeah, but there's stuff in the during the show that are glorious moments that I don't want to talk about now and then ruin for you.
Yeah, no, there was just a point where I was sitting down with my mom and my dad watching Dick and Tits and just going, "Hey, let's not watch this with my mom and my dad. I'm done with the show. Fuck yeah."
Yeah, for sure. You know how it ends, but uh and I'm gonna give you my 30-second history lesson, then I'm gonna end the space. That war is what crushed the Republic of Rome. After that war, they only won that war by one battalion. Pompey was coming back from the hills. If Pompey did not come back from the hills, Rome would have crumbled on that day. After that war, which was the third slave war, the third time the slaves had revolted, Rome was crumbled and crippled so badly that it was bought by Crassus, Caesar, and fuck, it might have been Aurelius, I forget, but it was bought by the three richest men in all of Rome, and that is how the Roman Empire was born. For whatever it's fucking worth. I'm a big historian on all that stupid shit. Thank you, everybody that comes in here. Connor J been here all night. All
Yo,
the
yo,
hosts.
yo.
Mike,
Where can I watch?
yeah,
Where can I watch War of the Worlds at?
War of the
I'll send
Worlds.
you the link in the chat.
Challenge, the challenge War of the Worlds or World War,
Why?
whatever.
It's got to be on Paramount Plus, right?
No, it's not.
I'm trying. It's season 33 is gone.
Yeah, there. Some of them are blocked off.
Oh damn it! That's my next season. All right, boys. I'm out of here.
Okay,
Back to you, Joe.
Trace, you got YouTube TV?
I used to, not anymore.
They got a bunch of seasons on there now too, a bunch of them. So it might be on there. I don't know.
Word. I'll just Google some shit.
For sure. Fucking talk to you soon, boys. Wait. Mike, I wanted to shout you out, bro. You kill tape every week. And on a week like this, we'd have skipped probably half the fucking card if you didn't have tape study. That shit does not go unrecognized, man. And I wanted to thank you. I thank everybody that comes in here, all the co-hosts, Dead Picks when he hits the recordings and gets us on YouTube, all of that stuff. But bro, I just want you to know that shit does not go unrecognized. Appreciate you, boys.